DUSE M, PT.
Jump on it, jump on it, jump on it. Jump on it, jump on it.
Jump on it, ride it like Taki. The hell smoking that loud, lace the yak with mouth. Make your mama proud, popping it like shotty. Turn up, it's a gangster party.
PT ain't never popped a Mari, but if I ever catch Mac, I'ma pop a Holly. I don't even rob a cop the Harley. Blowing so much green, I shame Marley. Yeah, I push the line to its full limit. Hit the hole like 22, boy, I'm a young image. Nothing go like snow, now that's a cold image. Still whistling, sending, knocking them white women. Only reason I do it to avenge image. To the day they go before anything box me out. Knowing me, it don't matter, I simply chose my route. On my hobby.
Where's. Welcome to the Damu Kiwe Conversations, home of the West Coast, the voice of the culture. It's DUSE M the Don. I'm right back at it, just like a crack addict. Hey, hit that like button on your way in. Go run and tell a friend. Hit that subscription button if you ain't already did that. And if you did, hit the notification button so you ain't got to guess or wonder when we going live again. You'll get an email or some kind of notification letting you know that we live with the content. Mikey B. Oh, you left the car. Okay, Mikey B. Hold on. Before we get on, we can't do the Damu Kiwe Conversations without making sure that one of the head of the Blue Ranch mobs got his thing. He said on the last video, just give me a couple seconds, brother. Y'all hit that like button, though. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hit that like button. Run and tell a friend. Hold on. Maybe I got to go on YouTube because I went to YouTube. They wouldn't let me do it. Reckless Podcast is building. Y'all go ahead and like the brother. Shh. It ain't been 5 minutes, so we can't do no cursing. But, okay, we got the content today. So yesterday, I think this was it. We had so many comments, man, and I was working another long shift today. So y'all got to bear with me. Hold on, Mikey B. Bang that like button. Mikey B, we not finna start this until we get you your thing, bro. Because Mikey B is the main regulator of the Blue Ranch mob. Why don't y'all go ahead and give a round of applause for Mikey B? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and give him a round of applause. So it wasn't that video. So my phone is tripping, bro. I mean, I got to close some stuff. I ain't closed. I got too much stuff open. Okay, let's go over here. We're going to close that, and then we're going to go right back over here. Let's get to it, man. But look, I hope y'all share that. Hit that like. You know I'm going to grab a clip or two like always, bro. You already know we ain't even tripping, man. Do your thug, thizzle, majizzle for shizzle. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't that one he said on the last video. So Big U, no, we did that one last night. So see, the Imam lie, the Imam exposing his lies. Okay, let me see. Nah, bruh. It ain't this one. I don't know what video you went to. What you went to, Lamonte Sims or something? Because I don't see nothing with Mike B on it, bro. Yeah, man, I'm going to do one more video. If not, that means that you done went to Lamonte Sims and left a comment. We need you to go to Active Chat last video and leave a comment. Yeah, it's nothing that say Mike B, bro. You tripping, bro. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I done went through 3 videos. And it's none of them on here. So you must seen it on Big Messy Marvin, this funky joint. Big B's with the tall C. Bloods and Crips strong, shaking hand together, unity, fat. Keith McCulley, 5-4, salute. You know what I'm saying? King Buck Wild, F the Union. Salute, Active Chucks, Mike B, 1145, Kid the Barber. Shout out Kid the Barber. Keith McCulley, Kid the Barber up in here, huh? King Buck, wow, Keith, what up? So we're going to get into this, but I definitely wanted to greet all of the good people. You know what I'm saying? Southern Force is in the building. Southern Force is in the building. You know what I'm saying? Southern Force think he's a gourmet chef. I seen him on that grill doing his thing. I was hating, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, how come I don't know how to cook? You know what I'm saying? City boy, so and a ladies man. So I've always been spoiled. Pamela Queen, free Big U. Hey, thank you. Man, you see those fairy tale shooter and whack trying to spin? Man, I ain't even been giving them dudes no spin. I ain't gonna lie to you. They could rot in YouTube hell for all I care. You know what I'm saying? West. Dudes got content. Welcome and subscribe and lace your MF and chucks and get active in the chat. Let's go. Shout out G-Mac 2-1, man. You know what I'm saying? It was like loose cannon all over again. Whack leading the narrative on a short leash. I believe it. B-Rule, salute. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Griffin, Deuce back with content. Love you, Black Superman. 100 Damu Kiwe Conversations. Hey, man. DLG was bragging. What up? Okay. Salute. Okay, we got Southern Force in the building. Shortstop in the Field podcast. Have no fear. The union is here. Oh, here we go with the union. I didn't even talk to Scandalous. Y'all know Scandalous Los Angeles is part of the union too. Yeah, him and Shortstop in the Field podcast and Tiny Draws. Yeah, they be smutting me out. Y'all just don't know. They the ops. You know what I'm saying? They be making up lies. You know what I'm saying? And they don't do no work. You know what I'm saying? I do all the work. They slaves. They slave catchers. Nina, what up? Salute. Nina know how the slave catchers be treating me, Miss Megan Davis. You know what I'm saying? They be cracking that whip, not too much on the union. See, here she go. Look, the union disrespect will not be tolerated. DCR2, salute, man. See, here we go. We been trying to Mo Hill. We missed you a couple of chats, I think, or one. I know it's good to see you, though. Deuce, you definitely know how to cook, just not on the stove. Yeah, not on the stove. I'm terrible. It's Active Chuck video. I commented on the chat. Okay, chat the video. I'm finna do that one right now. But we're going to get into this. Ed Bell, salute. Who else up in here? I hope I didn't say everything. Something you want to say before I get into this? Southern Force, you see, we got Big U is back in administrative segregation. For those who don't know, that's the whole new jailhouse allegations. And Big U responds. I will send the message. And from Big U, we will be getting into it. He in the hole. You know what I'm saying? And we will be getting into it, man. You want to say something about it? Oh, you probably went to the regular videos. That's what it was. Yeah, he said on Chud the Builder. Let me see.
They just trying to do anything to keep their brother down, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. It's a lot deeper than that. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Hold on. Yeah, I think he went. Oh, no. Is it Mike B? What is it? Miss Lisa? What up? Which Mike B is it? I see him Mike B now, but I want to make sure 1145. Nah, that's a different one, bro. Okay, so let me go to the shorts. No, not the shorts. Where would it be at, man? We're gonna get into this, man. Let me see. Live. Let's go Chud the Builder. He said the Chud the Builder video. Chud the Builder. Man, you know how long ago that Chud the Builder video was? And then I did so many shorts with the same thing. You gotta just go to the one from yesterday about reveals the private the 100K challenge accepted. Go comment on that one right now. We're going to get to it. So let's start this off with the content the right way. First and foremost, Draws is not here to defend himself, but as long as we got people like y'all, you know what I'm saying, Draws always going to have a voice, and we ain't just going to allow these people to do what they doing without having a say in it. So we're going to talk about what has been publicly reported or alleged and what Big U has reportedly denied and my own analysis. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to clean it up for the feds like these other dudes going to do. We're not going to act like we scared of the feds to hold them accountable for injustices. This is the Damu Kiwe Conversations. So Big U was back in Ad Seg. New allegations, new questions. What's good, family? Welcome back to the Damu Kiwe Conversation Podcast. Tonight we're discussing new developments that have reportedly resulted in Big U being placed back into administrative segregation, pending an investigation. As always, we're going to separate facts, allegations, denials, and opinions. Let's begin. According to information that has been circulating from sources familiar with the MDC LA facility, Big U has reportedly been returned to administrative segregation while prison officials investigate new allegations. At this time, I have not seen any public court filing proving those allegations, so I'm treating them as allegations and not established facts. According to these reports, an inmate identified as Shannon Hilt, also known as KP, he's supposed to be a blood. This is nasty work. He was allegedly housed with cooperating witness Dale Morrison, Monster, also known as Confidential Human Source 1 in the federal RICO case. Draws down. Operation Draws down. According to these same sources, Shannon Hilt allegedly told other inmates that Big U was his get-out-of-jail-free card. There are also allegations that while housed together, a plan was devised in which Shannon Hilt would claim that Big U solicited him to unalive Dale Morrison. Conspiracy to commit murder. He's in a cell with Dale Morrison. He's supposed to be a Damu. I think he got caught up on that Hoover case, right? And I think he was also one of the dudes that was pimping on the minor or having some kind of relations with an underage prostitute, right? So he's in a cell with Dale Morrison, and together, I guess he's in there looking for a get-out-of-jail-free card. Him and Dale Morrison allegedly have plotted to put one together. Now, again, those are allegations that have not been, to my knowledge, been proven in court. I have also received the communication that I understand to be from Big U, a message. According to that communication, Big U categorically denies ever asking anyone to harm or kill Dale Morrison. He reportedly says he would never trust Shannon Hilt with something of that nature because, according to Big U, he doesn't even know that dude. Why would I entrust him with such a request? He also reportedly says that he has no desire to unalive Dale Morrison or have anyone else to do so. Those are his reported denials. Now let's move to the questions I have. If the government conducted an investigation over about 15 years off and on into Big U, as prosecutors have publicly described, then one question is whether there is objective evidence supporting these new allegations. If there are recorded communications, witness corroboration, electronic messages, or other evidence, those matters can ultimately be presented in court and tested through cross-examination, through the crux of cross-examination. Another question is whether placement in administrative segregation reflects a conclusion about the truth of the allegations. Generally, correctional officers may use administrative segregation while they investigate safety or security concerns. From a convict who've done over 24 years incarcerated, one thing that always takes precedent is security. If there's a security or a possible threat to the institution, to the life of others, to the life of yourself, or to the life of the public, they have a legal obligation to put security and safety first. So that's why Big U was immediately placed in Ad Seg when these dudes come up with this plot and these allegations. But that placement by itself does not establish that an allegation is true. Big U reportedly believes these allegations are false and that they are being used to justify his continued placement in segregation before his upcoming trial. Whew! You getting ready to fight for your life. They don't give you all of your paperwork. Then the paperwork they give you, there's more paperwork that only attorneys can see. And your attorneys allow these people to make these allegations in court without an objection. Allow them to make a record as if these allegations is true without an objection. So not only is he fighting against these rats, not only is he fighting against the assistant United States attorney and the federal government, he's now fighting against his attorneys. He has nobody advocating his cause. And whenever in the Federal Bureau of Prisons, they make these type of allegations that you're calling hits while you're in prison, you're getting people beat up or intimidated or threatened or unalive, they lining them up to send them to ADX Florence. ADX Florence is a 23-1 underground facility in Colorado. Well, for the first 5 to 10 years, because of your threat to the community, you might not even get one phone call. Where your mail that comes in, you won't never get to smell the perfume on it. You'll read your mail off a TV that's in your cell. You won't have no human contact. Free Jeff Fort, Larry Hoover. This is where they send those that they can no longer allow to be on the street, to organize, to lead. And Big U's attorneys didn't even have the galls to object and say, where is the evidence that my client had anything to do with this? Where is the evidence that my client is trying to get people to do something to any informants? You don't allow them to just make such allegations unchallenged on the record. I'm telling y'all now, and this goes out to Big U, his family, those who really love him, those in his community. We're going to show some content and Big U's dedication to Los Angeles and to those kids. Big U was there for y'all community was there for y'all kids when a lot of y'all weren't there to be fathers. Right now is when Big U need all of us to come together and organize with a strategy to give this man the equality and justice that he so-called, that every human in the United States is guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution. So they placed him in there before trial. It's already hard being in jail. Your attorney has more cases than just yours. And you got 1 million pages of documents and 20,000 wiretaps that they got to go over, right, to present your defense. But even more than that, your lawyer got to go home. Your lawyer is going to have kids. Your lawyer is going to have a wife, maybe some kind of significant other. He might have a mistress. You know what I'm saying? He might have golf tournaments. He might have to go to his children's sports games, soccer games. So they don't have the time to go over 1 million pages with a fine-tooth comb. They only have so much time they can allocate to your case. Well, Big U can't get on the phone but once a month in the whole at MDC LA. He can't get on but once a month, and that's if they feel like it. So how is he going to have the communication with his lawyers to ensure that they're properly preparing the strongest defense and strategy for the upcoming trial? He can't. And the assistant United States attorney and the FBI agents and their proxies understand that. So they're working in unison to cripple him. Big U lawyer Mike could go up there once a week. That's great. But how much of 1 million documents and all of the interviews that's expected to be coming up to prove and all of the evidence for him to be able to communicate with Big U? It's impossible. But that's Big U's position. And it will ultimately be for the courts and the evidence, not public speculation, to determine what actually occurred. This case is headed towards trial, and like every major federal prosecution, the evidence presented in court will matter far more than the rumors from inside detention facilities. So my position remains the same. I'm going to continue reading the filings, following the evidence, and separating proven facts from allegations. If additional public filings are made, we'll cover it. We'll cover them. If testimony is offered at trial, we'll analyze it. But until then, allegations remain allegations. Denials remain denials. And the burden remains on the government to prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt. Y'all let me know what y'all thinking in the comments. Do you think placement in administrative segregation should be viewed as evidence of a wrongdoing or simply as part of an investigation process while officials determine what, if anything, actually happened? I'm going to be checking y'all out in the comments, man. But Big U needers.
Man, this is crazy, bro. This is crazy. It's like they're not even hiding it no more, this racism and the supremacy in the judicial system no more. Usually they was good at hiding it. Now, since this weird dude is in office and the voting laws has changed and they're taking more rights away from indigenous aboriginals like you and I, it's like they're not even hiding the supremacy and the racism. And it sickens me. It sickens me. Because this just don't affect our youth. This even affects our elders. Like I said in some of my videos, there's a whole lot of you in other cities and other states that had a big U in your hood, that made sure that your son or your daughter make sure they got their ass to school, so they can do what they're supposed to do to graduate. There's a whole bunch of big U's that used to stop an ice cream truck and then to buy that whole damn ice cream truck for the neighborhood, for the kids. But yeah, see, y'all want to play these games like, oh, he's the worst man in the world. But he wasn't doing that when you was getting in trouble with that baby dad that was whooping your ass, and you called Big U, and Big U took care of it. See, this is what pisses me off, dudes. Because there's a whole bunch of big U's that we respected in our hoods, in our tribe. And for a lot of these clowns to sit there and once was say, oh yeah, Big U, the big homie, now turning on some badass goat milk, man, I can't rock with that. So we're gonna keep pushing it. We're gonna keep debunking all this bullshit and all these bullshit ass allegations. We're not gonna stop. And those of you who want to get in the way, get run the fuck over. Sick of this, man. I'm sick of this racism.
I just got you right now, Mike B. You should have your thing now. Comment, and you should have your moderator. Make sure y'all hit that like button on y'all way in. Yeah, y'all hit that like button. We got the content. So Big U in the hole, and they're trying to base Dice TV. What up, bro? Salute, kid. And
this is nasty work, man.
Confidential Human Source 1 and his celly obviously then came up with a twist, and now the dude is trying to say Big U told him to unalive his celly. Just nasty work every time I think about Big U case. Yeah, this is nasty. They playing dirty with Big U. The feds always gonna play dirty. Yeah. It's expected. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Shit, man. It's like they build it trying to find shit just to debunk his character when he go to court.
So Attorney Jasmine is in the building. Salute Attorney Jasmine. She say, SAMS is a program within ADX that makes your life even worse. Yeah. I got railroaded by the feds on a conspiracy case, ended up with 17 years, found guilty in trial. Whole Big U come from up under this, but it's ugly. Yeah, man. Salute to you that you out here, man. Stay out here with us. We love you out here, bro. You dig?
So
this is a dirty game. They know if they lose this Big U case, a lot of cases and games they got CS2 on gonna be exposed. Yeah, that's a fact, man.
Fact.
Deuce, wasn't you in ADX young? No, I was in USP, Florence, Colorado, across the street, the High Max. I didn't make it to ADX. You know what I'm saying? I made it to the Smooth program. So we had a riot. We'll get into that. If y'all want to get into that first, we'll get into that first. You know what I'm saying? This shit brazy. Yeah, it is. The record must be refined or fixed. Yeah. Strategy 1 would be attending the court hearings. Great. So that's a good thing. Let me start typing this up because this is something we need to have a meeting about. And I'm finna text this right now. I'm going to text it to my son because I'm already going to know. We need to be at his court hearings. That's the first thing to show some support so these people don't think that nobody care and they can just keep doing them like that. That's the first thing. Any other ideas of how we can help them? Just share it to live, bro. Appreciate that Reckless Podcast. Free Big U. Salute King. The truth at its heights. Champ, remain patient, bro. Yeah, man, we definitely is. Heavy on if they feel like it. Facts. Oh, man, yeah. But I had tears in my eyes when I got that message. I haven't hollered at you in a few. Hope all is well with you, beloved. M&M's in Southern Forest. Salute, King. Salute. His main attorney is also Day attorney preparing for the, Didi, Didi attorney preparing for that dirt trial. So that's just one, you know? Yeah, and that's another big one. You can't run from paperwork. Yeah, that's nasty work, bro. Racism and desperation. It's a little bit of both, man. Yeah, this is nasty.
Of the genocide. This is genocide because it's been ongoing for hundreds of years. So this is straight up genocide. Straight up.
Cheers to the community protectors of children and women. Facts. When they take them all away, we have no one. And that's the cold thing. You know, people think that the civil rights era itself was how we was able to solidify those civil rights. No, it also came with a lot of wars. The Maroons was bringing it to them people. The Black Seminoles was bringing it to them people. They had multiple Seminole wars against the U.S. government. Blood, sweat, and tears. You know what I'm saying? But I was confined for over 15 years in the East Coast for trafficking. When you got a solid case and reach, they isolate you for control. When you got effing snitches on your case, solid family must help. Bro, you're 100% right, Cornelius. Salute. This went from gang RICO to political prisoner. Facts. Shu was born as F for any inmate. Letters, Amazon, books. And that's only if your people love you enough to make sure you're getting them. Stand on the media. What the F is he paying his attorneys for if they are going to allow shit like this to happen unchecked? David Canner was the same one who had a walkie-talkie, right? They were supposed to be switching. We had to put a pause on that. I took the video down. The clown that's doing all the talk. So look, we're gonna let y'all so y'all can see some of the confinement and all of that stuff. But I don't want to keep focusing on that. Let's go back to where I was at, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all said he went from a gang RICO, a gang racketeering case, to a political prisoner. You ain't never lied, bro. We gonna get into this content. Shout out to the GOAT. He just called me too, so I'm gonna mute up and see what he was talking about. Scandalous, Los Angeles, TV. My brother. Let's get into it.
Hit that like button. Let's go.
On Carstack.
And there you go.
So the market has a clock?
So the Realtor.com market clock tracks data like inventory, time.
Welcome back to Scandalous Los Angeles TV, where we expose the exposers. In part 1, we explored the FBI's new iteration of its counterintelligence program, COINTELPRO, now repackaged under the Black identity extremist stigma. We uncovered how the powers that be have sought to prevent the rise of a Black Messiah, going to extreme lengths to track and control every movement in the Black community. Not only did we examine these covert tactics to suppress Black empowerment, but we also pinpointed the reasons behind the surveillance and targeting. Today, we're shifting gears to discuss the godfather of CS Tubac's COINTEL cabal. This mystery man is the only one you've ever heard of, who can be both a suspect and an informant in multiple murders. Not only was he a former Compton police officer, but thanks to his association with, he also found himself in the presence of numerous A-list celebrities. This unique combination made him the perfect candidate and camouflage for law enforcement agencies and wealthy elitists seeking to infiltrate, discredit, and/or neutralize potential threats.
Reggie Jr. was a police officer. I believe he'll talk about his past, but he started off in the jail and then worked also in Compton. But Reggie Jr., he ended up, and I don't want to tell his story for him, but he ended up having an injury and retiring from the police department. And as you know, he's got a business mind, so he started his security company. And growing up with some very high profile people like Suge Knight and in that Compton area, he was able to, along the way, connect with them and be the head of security, which is a pretty damn big deal for Death Row Records, and was with them for a period of time, and very well-known guy. I want to give a shout out to his platform, which is Bomb First. He has his t-shirt on right now. And we do have some giveaways later in the day that Gina's going to be in charge of. But if you're not familiar with Bomb First, if you go to YouTube, take a look at it. He's got a very powerful platform. And if you want to know the truth about anything, Reggie Jr. is that guy. And when you see him on his YouTube channel, if you follow him like I do, whenever he's leaning into the camera, click on that video because it'll be something good.
Reggie Wright Jr. became an invaluable asset to those in power, using his position to manipulate and control from behind the scenes, furthering agendas that sought to destroy Black success and empowerment. These informants, who gained notoriety only through their connection to Marion Knight, are now fighting to maintain their covert roles, continuing to work behind the scenes while telling stories about Death Row Records. DJ Vladimir Lyubovny makes his federal futon fluffy for these informants as they lie and implicate others in murders to cover up the murders of Tupac Shakur and Christopher Wallace.
So when you hear the theory that Poochie was the shooter, what is your take on it?
Right on.
I had a talk with Greg Kading about this, and I have my notes. So according to Greg Kading, Poochie killed Biggie.
That's the story, I believe.
And Poochie was an associate of Suge?
Whatever the story is that Greg is pushing is what I believe.
Bob James, this is what you do, huh? So, Suge and Poochie killed Piggy. I done heard it all. You ain't Reg, huh? That's how y'all feeling. Y'all just y'all scared for Suge to get out, huh? You niggas is cold niggas. Reggie Wright, your ass down there died, nigga. Corona. And you still talking, nigga. Boy, niggas gonna get you for that box shit, though.
Everybody's potential looks different. See yours with a
K9 said niggas gonna get you for that box shit, though.
So you just heard Reggie and Mob James go on Vlad TV and place the murder of Biggie on Marion Knight. K9 from Swans responded in disbelief, expressing his distaste for the lie snitching that he heard them both do. Because Reggie was upset with K9 for his statements, he decided to go on Clubhouse and lie on him in pure COINTEL fashion. Before I play the COINTEL Clubhouse recording, I want to read what Reggie said about Suge in this article.
I wasn't under the impression about him being an informant. I just know he has rat things in him. The two things that come to mind when I hear Lloyd speak on those issues is that I know he did do this or can do this. The one thing is when he was doing his time in jail for the probation violation on the state side, he knew he had a 6 months tail on the federal side. And he actually reached out to the U.S. attorney that was handling the matter for his 6 month probation violation and said, y'all been trying to get me to cooperate on David Kenner. I'm willing to do that now because I don't want to go 6 months. I'm ready to get out of here. He had me call the U.S. attorney. I did. The U.S. attorney advised me that I can't talk to you, Reggie. You're not his attorney of record. I would have to hear from his attorney, which at the time, the attorney handling the federal matter was David Chesnoff out of Las Vegas. So I called David Chesnoff and told him Suge wanted to do the 6 months and cooperate against David Kenner. David Chesnoff told me, I represent tough guys from the mafia. One thing I don't do is represent rats that would do any type of telling. So you tell Suge if that's what he wants to do, then he needs to remove me or I'll remove myself as his attorney of record.
So you see how Reggie went on allhiphop.com and used the attorney David Chesnoff's name to attach rat allegations on Suge. Now listen to him and his protege CS2 Back work together in an attempt to discredit and slander K-Nina using the same lie.
Hey, bring Reggie Wright up, dog. Bring Reggie Wright. He gonna expose the nigga K9's a rat, dog. Reggie Wright is a nigga that ran Death Row, cut all the checks, all the attorneys, Bring Reggie right up. Red,
you on stage?
Now, Red, now keep it 100, Red. Do I know this nigga K9, bro?
All right, so mute the mic for Red. Mute the mic for him. Nobody else should be talking to
Hey,
him.
Red, do I know this nigga K9, bro?
Let me tell the story on K9. Let me just tell the history. Number one, K9 was brought in by me. K9, to my knowledge, ain't never met Suge Knight in life. Why is he telling that? I don't know. K9 was with a homie, Keita Rock, is the one that really spoke up. He spoke up for K9, and Keita Rock liked K9, and he had me sign K9. I'm the one that put K9 on the one song on Death Row he was on. I mean, K9 was a cool dude when he was with me. He just have lately been kind of, milding off.
Red, do I know this nigga, Red? You know what I know this nigga.
Hey, only time that I ever know Wack and K9 be around was when we had a little incident at the Flying Museums in Santa Monica when Wack and
he was with my clique or just one of the niggas in the entourage?
Exactly. He was him, but K9 was with us, and it was a bunch of dudes from 2Ps, of course the mob dudes and all that. K9 was with us, and one of his big homeboys.
K9, so why this nigga keep insinuating that I know this nigga, Red? We didn't talk to them little niggas, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with why K9 is speaking on Wack like that, like they know each other, because to my knowledge, around Death Row, they didn't have no relationship like that because K9 was only around about a year. Like I said, K9 was gone by the time Suge came home.
Suge even came home. Now, what about this nigga when you hired the attorney, bro, when he caught the case in Vegas?
Now, this is why K9, he said that he left because of a big brim that got killed in front of Montreal. That ain't why K9 left. K9 was going prior to that. K9 left because he caught a case or had a case. Suge wanted to look out, told me to hire an attorney, the big-time powerful attorney named David Chesnow from Vegas.
That's the nigga represent the mob. I know that nigga.
He one of the best attorneys ever. Y'all look up David Chesnow in Vegas. Anybody from Nevada, Vegas know who he is. We sent him down there to represent the talk to K9. Was going to pay for him to represent K9. We put some money. Well, of course, I
just recognized something. Didn't David Chesnow also represent Marley Marl? I thought he didn't represent no rats. Oh, okay.
Had David on retainer. He came back and called me. He said, Reggie, he said, I know that's one of y'all artists, but I'm a mafia attorney. And one thing I can't ever in life represent is a fucking rat. And he said, that dude is trying to be an informant, and I can't represent him. I don't care how much money y'all give me. That's when I went back and reported that to Suge, and Suge told me, man, what you got me involved with? Get away from that nigga.
According to Reggie, David Chesnow initially refused to represent Suge due to allegations of him being an informant. More recently, Reggie states that Chesnow has also declined to represent K9 for the same reason. If someone doesn't conform to Reggie's desired narrative, they're targeted with false accusations and attempts to ruin their reputation. A clear example of COINTELPRO's strategy in action. While Knight sits incarcerated, these same informants use their platforms to slander and defame others, accusing them of being snitches, when in reality, they are the very ones who have betrayed their own.
If you believe all that, and if you believe all of this, and you believe I was involved in
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that you were involved. I didn't say you were not involved.
Okay. I said, but if you do believe that, let me just ask you this.
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead, Rich.
Why didn't you ever come knocking on my door and talk to me? You saw the 302s on me before. You saw the 302s on me before. You saw the 302s on me before.
Where is he? 10 seconds before the whistle. And you think this is a good time to finish.
There's an FBI 302, a 5-page memo.
Tell everybody what a 302 is.
302 is a memo memorializing a meeting. Here's what I can tell you.
Why would he even meet with them in the first place?
Because he was trying to cut a deal, which is the point Giant's trying to make. He can call anybody and everybody a rat. He was trying to do the exact same thing.
Reggie went on the Bloody Bunch clubhouse room and admitted that he was the one uploading pictures on Marion Knight's Twitter account.
Yep, he did.
Amen.
That was it, Marley Marl.
Reggie, you have information that only you
Reggie,
know.
do you run that Twitter though? Do you run that shit like Twitter? Not currently, but I had authority to do it.
Oh, so you did run it.
Yeah. But he
had a lot of content. Hold on, let's get back to the first question Garden Kings asked you about while Wack and Suge went at it. Wack has content all over the internet going crazy on Wack about something on Twitter when you was in control of it. But I'm going back on mute.
Yeah. But that ain't what started their beef. They were already going at it.
So you agreeing that you did post that to turn it up?
No. I didn't have to turn it up. The only thing was put on there
for content.
Yeah. Hold on. Only thing was put up there, and that was funny. Wait a minute, hold on. Only thing that was put up there about Wack was him acting like he was cleaning the table at in Adam 22. That was the only thing that was ever put on that Twitter about Wack.
And one of the pictures he posted had Marion Knight, Tupac, and Trey Lane from Mob Piru. In the caption, Reggie writes that this little guy is responsible for Tupac's demise. Now Reggie posted this to poke at Trey and to make people think that Suge was blaming Trey for Pac's death. Reggie was trying to show Trey that he could make people begin to blame him for the murder. Listen to what Reggie says to Trey right here.
And there's a person out there lately, and I'm going to tap at him because I got to remind motherfuckers. Everybody think just because I was a cop, I didn't grow up in the Imperial Courts housing projects. I didn't walk the same payments as their relatives did, and then they did later on in their adult life. I walked the same payments that all of those niggas from Luders Park, East Side, Mob Piru, and played baseball over there in Kelly Park and Ed Hood and all of those neighborhoods. I even went on the Wilson Park side, the west side, and played at Gonzales Park. But some nigga that want to play with me, and I'm going to send him a little warning. Matter of fact, I'm going to show the picture. Y'all remember I told y'all that all of this death row, Southside, Mob Piru bullshit, a lot of people lost their lives? I'm not going to say Tupac. I'm not like Suge, what's been putting up on his Twitter. I'm not like Suge, what's been putting up on his Twitter. I'm not like Suge, what's been putting up on his Twitter.
Do you guys see what he's doing? He's the one responsible for posting the picture on Suge's Twitter. Then he gets on his show and says he's not like Suge, to blame Trey for Tupac's murder and post it on Twitter. I hope you guys can see what this informant just did.
I'm not going to say that because it make it seem like he was involved with the murder. He wasn't involved with the murder.
So Reggie just let you know that he knew exactly what he was doing when he made that post. He said it makes it look like he was involved with the murder. Then he said, nah, he wasn't involved with the murder. So he tapped at Trey with the post. Then he comes on his show to act like he's clearing him of Suge's accusations. This is a cold bastard right here, and all of us are just sitting back watching him do it. But I want you guys to listen to what Reggie says to Trey, because this is going to show you just how narcissistic Reggie is, and how untouchable he feels that he is.
He just did some scary ass shit to make niggas have to respond at a location where they didn't need to be responding at. Stories gonna start being told. You keep texting my co-workers with your bullshit when you drunk, high off of ecstasies or something, and then want to wake up in the morning, oh, your little homie just tripping.
No, nigga. Don't tap at me and then try to backtrack it with the ha ha ha. Nigga, fuck you. I don't play those games, nigga. You know that. Nigga. Just because you over there now thinking you got niggas from the hood, those little youngsters don't know the pedigree. They don't know where you really from. Long Beach Crip. They don't know all of that. They don't know how you've been saved, nigga. How niggas saved you in county jail and shit. Story's going to be told. Stop playing with Reggie motherfucking Wright, nigga. It's going to be some stories. I'm going to get y'all that interview y'all been wanting. Because trust me, he going to be calling Vlad or John or somebody offering to do the interview for free. Nigga, say one more word. Mention my name one more time to people that I work with. Meaning John. Fuck it, I ain't going to sugarcoat it. Stop texting John with your bullshit, nigga. You got my number. You know how to get my number. You know how to get a hold of me.
Your perfect domain.
Black and white boys in the
Go to Wix and make it yours.
Oh, man.
Please, stop playing with me. I know too much about you guys that walk around now with your chest all poked out, running to Cleveland, Ohio and stuff, thinking you the man, and you this and you that. Nigga, I tell stories. I have niggas come on when they just say, who's in St. Louis? Who got what? Where that nigga at? Tell him come here. I'm gonna take that. Man. So why do you niggas be playing with Reggie in this day? Y'all know. I can see whole ass niggas in the comment sections on YouTube, but niggas that know. Oh man. Don't make me have to play with you. That's just the tap that the principal used to give you with the ruler. Because nigga, I'm gonna spank your ass. Say another word. I promise you. I want you to. Let's play. Let's have fun. Let's have a 2024 great year, Negro. Because I play both sides. Both sides. You know that. We can play it on social media or we can... Nigga, please. Okay? Either way. Because you ain't going to be able to say, oh, it jammed. It jammed when I was getting out of the trash can. I was in the trash can and it... You ain't going to be able to say that with me, nigga. They're going to be saying, oh, R.I.P., R.I.P., R.I.P. That's what they're going to be saying. You come fucking with Reggie, R.I.P., fucking with Reggie, R.I.P., fucking with Reggie, R.I.P. No threats, promises, bro. No threats. I'm tired of playing with you. I've been playing with you, reading your texts last 2 or 3 days when you get drunk, going in and out. Got your sister calling my wife, telling, why they doing that? Why they doing that? Why they doing that? Talking about brother-in-law. Calling, man, nigga, stop playing with me. Stop it, little boy. Sorry, John. Hate to use this to tap at one person on our platform. But
right, Black.
Tired of bitch ass niggas, man. And he ain't a bitch. It's somebody I actually liked. Asked him several times. Asked him. Respond back with texts like, all right, man, all right. It's all good. I was punking out. What? Did he get drunk? Start rambling again. Stop doing that, dog. Don't know what you own. I ain't never known you to be on shit like that. Stop doing that. Don't let your little status over there today clog your memory. Niggas' hands fucked up. Never use my hands. Never use my hands.
Pork butt. We gonna call pork butt. We gonna call pork butt. Y'all want to hear what a sound sound like?
Hell yeah, call his ass.
I'm an orchestra. Hold on. Never mind.
I'm the orchestra.
I'm an orchestra. Never mind. Never mind. All right, man. Enough said.
So Reggie just said his hands were messed up, but it didn't matter because he never used his hands. Then he went on to say he was a orca, but he stopped himself before finishing the word. What do you guys think he was gonna say? He was an orca, what? Somebody asked Reggie what word was he gonna say.
A bombshell. We finna get to it right now. Hold on. First, we gonna find out about that that lawyer. What's that lawyer name in the chat real quick, Mike B? What was David Chestnut? Hold on. We gonna get him on that live first. He gonna be discombobulated by that. Him and his Fed buddies probably watching already. Pork butt! What up, man?
What up with you?
So let me ask you this. Why you say David Chestnut don't represent no rats, but he representing Marley Marl, who is a well-known informant?
Oh, he didn't know it.
Huh? How he didn't know?
I bet you didn't represent him on the case where he was ratting though.
No.
And that was back in the 90s when he said that too, you know.
Oh, so you say he changed up. So now he represents informants.
I didn't say that. I don't know that. I don't know what he do.
Well, he represented Marley Marl.
He knew K9 was going in the court trying to tell on his homeboys, and that's when he came and told us he couldn't do it.
He came and told who that? You or he told Suge that?
Well, okay.
He told you and you.
About K9. Let me just say, he told me about K9. He went up to the prison and told Suge. When he found out Suge wanted to cooperate, they not do those 6 months in the feds, and to give them whatever they wanted.
Well, the Swans told me he ain't never told, so I'm listening to them. Fuck David Chestnut. Okay. Let me ask you this.
I respect it, okay, I like it.
Well, let me tell you. Let me ask you this, right? When you was popping that tray, you said your hands is fucked up, but you ain't never needed your hands. You the orca. What was you gonna say right there?
I won't say anything.
The orchestrator.
What I said, ain't what I was going to say.
No, you stopped short.
Oh well, y'all know what I meant.
Okay, last thing. You scared about what's going down in August?
Wow. Wait a minute, let me just get. When have a nigga that's facing a case you ever been scared of somebody?
Because you know if they don't railroad Keefe D, they coming to lock your fat ass up.
You must be an idiot. I thought you had more street smarts than that.
Well,
every nigga in jail will try to tell on niggas that they hated if it worked like that.
No, not just niggas that they hated. Listen, first of all, you the orca. Second of all, you had Detective Russell Poole and a lot of other police officers.
Russell Poole was the neck case.
Listen, man, they said you was the plug in the police. How you the plug in the police at the same time?
I didn't start anybody know anything about me. I didn't start dealing with weed until about 2012.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's weed. Ain't no telling what else you was dealing with before that.
I ain't never dealing with nothing else other than weed.
Man, they found cocaine in the locker rooms.
Shit in my house.
I didn't say at your house. I said at the Compton Police Department. You and
I didn't have no control. I didn't work narcotics. I ain't never worked narcotics in my life.
But the Compton Police was dirty. And whenever something dirty happened, what's the first name they gonna bring up? No, they didn't get in trouble because that was the culture. It wasn't nothing that was just.
They will burn you in a heartbeat if they can find you.
Nah, not them Compton Police.
I don't want to believe all that cover up shit. FBI, DEA, sheriff shit. They took down those dirty sheriffs that was doing shit. Why wouldn't they take down some dirty Compton PD guys? Man,
that was way later, man. That was way later. But okay, so you saying you ain't scared? Did you see the paperwork yet?
I don't read that shit. You know, I don't read it.
Yeah, well, it got your name through that motherfucker, and they pointing the finger at you.
Yeah, I'm sure. They believe like you motherfuckers believe on the Biggie stuff. I bet you ain't got my name in there on no QTD shit. I don't know Tupac shit like y'all been saying.
Well, I ain't been saying shit. I'm talking about what the police were talking about. That's what I believe is plausible. I think it's highly possible.
Now you believe. Wait, you don't believe the police on certain days, but now I believe the swines over the police.
No, listen. It's two police theories. No, it's two police. It's two theories, right? It's the Detective Russell Poole theory. Then it's dirty ass Detective Greg Caden and what's the black one name? Darren Dupree.
Oh, Darren Dupree, dirty now.
Man, Darren, ain't that what Stutterbox said on Wiretap?
He had helped more brothers than any probably cop in LAPD history.
Yeah, he was flipping them all the snitches.
However he did it.
Yeah, he was flipping them all the snitches. He flipped your main man, Keefe D.
Hey.
He flipped Keefe D and was coercing them.
I thought Keefe D was lying.
He was coercing Keefe D.
Oh.
That's what I was just saying.
He kept Keefe D out of prison.
Hey, but look.
Keefe D talked his way into prison.
Your rat ass bastard child owe me $100,000 too. Because the nigga said $100,000 that he ain't in Big U paperwork, and the Big U lawyer filed the motion saying that WAC 100 arguing with an informant talking about WAC 100 is not a crime or predicate offense in violation of the RICO. Well, tell your rat ass what you call it. I need that wire or I need that fade.
Hey, all I gotta say is you better leave that nigga alone, cause that nigga got somebody on YouTube that's helping him. I don't know who it is.
Man, he had them put in a police report.
You see your boy Discretion TV?
I seen it.
I said, he asked me who I want. I said Discretion TV. Gone.
Well, listen, Discretion TV. Yeah, he gone, but that ain't my boy, Discretion TV.
But my whole point is, if I'm telling you, he knows somebody on YouTube that's taking niggas' pages.
Well, no, he have them put in police reports, and that's how they take it. But look,
is that what happened?
Yeah, but your Discretion TV tried to line me up. I really believe he might be working. Man, he told me he's in LA. I'm in Wisconsin. Hey, I need, what did he say? I need a clean throwaway. I said, what? Fuck you talking about? You do? Bro, I said, I told you my phone probably tapped because I be on the phone with Big U. I be on the phone with Shook.
Everybody know you don't talk about no shit like that. What are you talking about?
And so the nigga said, he wanted to knock you. I'm tired of Reggie Wright. I'm finna go at him. I said, man, check this out, bro. Don't you ever call my motherfucking phone. Nigga, I don't know you from no gangster shit. Nigga, I know you from YouTube. Nigga, don't never call me. I don't know what the fuck he is. I thought the nigga was working with you.
Why you just calling me, telling me some shit like that?
Nigga,
you call me and say, hey, nigga, that nigga, you know.
All right, I'm gonna send the content. I'm live. I'm gonna send the content, man.
You lie.
Yeah.
Shit, nigga, you didn't tell me you was live.
Nigga, I always line your fat ass up, pork butt.
Oh, now I'm a fat ass. Okay, you.
What you gonna say? What you gonna say?
Fuck you yourself.
All right, Ray. Oh shit! It was well overdue.
Nice.
That's why he about to think like
got him, coach.
Hey, but you see, as soon as I said, your rat ass, what I say, bastard son, He knew who I was talking about.
Yeah.
Reggie stashed that work there. He wanted Dunkin' Donuts' most loyal customer. Hey, facts. Hey, Pork Butt, hit that like button. And your police buddies watching the live. The Orca had dominion to perform perjury, incredible needs and investment. Pork Butt definitely watching right now. Disgusting MF, you are done, roast. You cook pork butt pig. Rest in peace, Pop. Pork butt hollering about weed. Nigga, that's what you pleaded guilty to. It was way more than that. And you was telling, nigga. He ain't gonna deny he was telling. He gonna tell now. Nigga, that nigga, he ain't got no, without a doubt, my instincts telling me he watching. What he gonna do when Whack Boy turn on him? I think they in bed together, bro. If one tell on the other, the internet gonna go crazy. Check your DM. Okay. Let me see. If they turn on each other, so many secrets is gonna come out. It's gonna be crazy.
Man. I wouldn't get
no
sleep.
I got that. Good looking. Let's finish this real quick. I got some other stuff. We're gonna get back to the
has just been dropped involving the murder of Tupac Shakur. Keefe D's defense attorneys say that they have uncovered information that Reggie Wright Jr., the former head of security for Suge Knight and Death Row Records, may have orchestrated.
Never mind.
Orchestrated the shooting of Tupac and Suge Knight.
Their narratives not only distort the truth. Watch how Reggie sits on Vlad's fluffy federal futon and lies on Russell Poole.
Well, Ice-T said it's dry snitching or something like that when I said that I believe the story of what Murder Rap put in their investigation from Murder Rap, the Greg Cadians theory. I don't believe what Randall Sullivan is pushing or Russell Poole or anything like that.
So Reggie just said he doesn't believe Russell Poole's theory. Russell Poole said Reggie was the orchestrator of both hits. Listen to how Reggie completely rewrites history, sitting in front of Vlad the Vulture.
That's why I throw jabs at Russell Poole. Ultimately, at the end, he got it right.
Which was?
But who he believes was responsible for the shooting, no biggie.
And he thought it was who?
I don't know. You know.
Poochie?
Poochie.
Yeah.
No.
Sure.
Exactly.
So now Reggie is saying that he does agrees with Russell Poole, because in the end, Russell Poole got the story correct.
No.
How did Reggie go from not believing Russell Poole to saying that Russell Poole got it right in the end?
Upset.
How did Russell Poole change his theory when he went to his deathbed wanting to apologize to Shuge, all while accusing Reggie of setting him up?
Man, I've been following with great interest. You know, Russell Poole wanted to apologize to you.
Never do these 3 things after a car accident if you want to potentially receive any money at all. Number 1, never sue the person who hit you. I got $105,000 after my accident, and I never sued the other driver. I never set foot in a courtroom, and I never had to deal with insurance myself. Here's the thing most accident victims don't realize. When you sue the driver,
Yeah, I heard that, man. He's a good guy. I never lied to him or nobody because, all that stuff, they know who was going on behind all that stuff,
Yeah.
How did I know that Russell Poole died, had a heart attack and died? Shit, because I know motherfucking people. They call me, hey, this motherfucker up here. This motherfucker up here and was talking about, and everybody think he was up there talking about the murders or something like that. He was up there talking about trying to get shit to confess or to ID the person that shot him at the Chris Brown party.
They called Russell to schedule a meeting for August 19th, 2015 at 10 a.m. Russell was asked to come alone. And just as an aside, he was asked to come alone only once we found out about the evidence in the One Oak shooting. But back to the article. At 9:02 a.m., Russell called me and we talked for 7 minutes. He told me he was stuck in traffic around Diamond Bar. On the phone, he told me that he'd be staying at his son's condo to visit the doctor on Thursday. He was going to have his blood pressure medicine adjusted. We talked about the upcoming meeting, and he promised to call me the minute he got out of the meeting. He said, if anything happens to me, you have to get the information we compiled out there. Noon rolled around, and I assumed he was extending this into lunch, but was encouraged that it was taking longer than anticipated. I even thought that maybe he was being offered a job with the sheriff's department. At 3:51 p.m., I sent another text message, still going. A while later, I sent, damn. And then a little while later, must be a great meeting. I had no idea what was actually happening. At 5:28 p.m., I got a text from one of our confidential informants telling me, I just heard Russell has died. What the fuck? I went on to Google and saw the news and that it had been posted 24 minutes earlier. I was devastated. The friend I was with started to scour the web while I made some telephone calls. 6 minutes later, I was listening to Reggie Wright Jr.'s interview on Bomb First. Now the questions were racing in my mind. How did Wright get a video posted so quickly? It was a 13-minute, 32-second interview, so walk that back. It had to take some time to call it in, to put the background up, to publish it, to post it, and for the aggregate into search engines. For a time, it was appearing in the first couple listings on Google. We clicked on the video to listen to it a second time, and the video had all of a sudden become private and couldn't be played. Did Wright know Poole wasn't going to be walking out of the sheriff's office alive? It all certainly seemed fishy to me.
That's the only case the sheriff was handling. And so that's what he was really up there. But he was just trying to say, well, we get him to confess and cooperate with this, and let's let him go. And so, of course, if I'm in jail and they come to me and say, hey, if when you got shot at a club, and if you confess to, or be the eyewitness on the person who shot you and tell who did, and they let you out. Hey, go see what you can do. Yeah. I'll tell the nigga that shot me. If that's gonna get me out with this bullshit, go see what you can do. Yeah. And then the motherfucker go up there and just because they questioning him and asking him, because he's so hyper and he gets so mad, this motherfucker goes and have a heart attack. So now, then these motherfuckers, they stupid motherfuckers up to pushing that they shot him. Somebody shot him with a heart attack gun, and that's how he died. I mean, this is the type of shit that's out there. Stupid motherfuckers like this believe that there's a heart attack gun that you can shoot somebody and make them have a heart attack.
Also, I had to find one time. They wanted me to find out if there was such a thing as a poison that was undetectable, especially one that seemed to mimic a heart attack, that would kill someone, but it would appear that they had a heart attack. I did find such a thing.
Does this pistol fire the dart?
Yes, it does, Mr. Chairman. And a special one was developed which potentially would be able to enter the target without perception.
The poison was frozen into some sort of dart, and then it was shot at very high speed into the person. So when it reached the person, it would melt inside them, and the only thing would be like one little tiny red dot on their body, which was hard to detect. There wouldn't be a needle left or anything like that in the person.
But also the toxin in autopsy?
Yes, so that there was no way of perceiving that the target was him.
One thing Reggie has kept consistent over these years is his protection of the police. I've never seen a video from Reggie where he disrespects any police officers, except for Russell Poole.
Need to coordinate food deliveries to multiple locations? Let Damu's Pizza Concierge take it off.
Getting a bag.
And if Russell Poole knew my father, he wouldn't have been attacking my father like that because he didn't know he was a good man.
Right.
He was a good police. He wouldn't even be coming at him like that if he knew it. Which I can't even say that. Russell Poole, he never openly, to my knowledge, said anything bad about my father. And so I can't shit on Russell Poole. I can just tell you what I know about Russell Poole. What's documented? That he was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about it. And that he was so fixated on one way, they had to get rid of him, where he just up and quit his job. That's all I can ever say about him. That he was living in a motherfucking garage. That's what people don't know. Do y'all know what the dude that's living in a garage? What type of dude that is? Yeah, living in the garage. They got the dude that when you come over to the house that's living in the garage with the family.
Right.
That's your crazy uncle.
Listen to the way Reggie lies on Michael Moore and misrepresents his statements.
Ask him why Gotham was head on his radio and he lied.
While I was working at 662, I heard something over the Nextels that we all carried for security. And what I heard was, got him.
Ask him why got him.
It is not true.
Okay.
It is not true. This is the person he's talking about, Michael Moore. This is the person that OD'd on drugs. That's trying to say that he heard somebody say got him over a white voice over my radio say got him.
Then the police said, don't say nothing over the radio.
No, they say not the police, they say I said it.
Okay.
They said, so, if they're going to quote shit wrong, quote it right. Then he said he heard me say, don't say nothing, be quiet. Don't say that over there. So if they're going to quote it right.
Right before me and Mr. Wright got in the vehicle to go get to the hospital, someone else came on the radio and said, hey, don't say nothing over the radio.
But it's a lie. It's not true. There's no truth to that.
He said, no, I never said it, Reggie. He never said it.
I'm not saying he said that. I'm saying other people said it. That's why I say if you're going to quote it correctly. That's what other people say. Is that I'm the one that told them to have radio silence. Don't be saying that over the air.
Mr. Wright and I were talking about what had happened, and I just clearly heard somebody say, don't say that over the radio. But the person who said it was not Homeboy Security, nor was it one of our security guards. It was, to me, it would be like a stranger. Someone, and the person that said that was Caucasian. Definitely not African American.
This is the way Reggie, in his own words, muddies up an investigation. Michael Moore said the voice that he heard was a Caucasian-sounding voice. He said it definitely was not an African American. The execution of a high-profile celebrity in a city like Las Vegas, particularly on the night of a Mike Tyson fight, coupled with the ability to evade justice, strongly implies that the sanctioning of such an act must have come from the highest echelons of power. Recall the scene in Training Day, where Officer Alonzo, before assembling his team of corrupt cops, had to sit down and speak with the wise men. Interestingly, Greg Kading chose to rename Cash Jones to Alonzo in his film, Laugh Out Loud. The significance here is that Alonzo could not have acted without the approval of those above him. In the movie, Alonzo approached them with his grievances. This dynamic could unfold in two ways. Either Alonzo can go to the wise men with his requests, or they can call upon Alonzo and request his services for some other task. When you look at the second goal of the counterintelligence program, it says they want to prevent the rise of a messiah. It lists Martin Luther King, Stokely Carmichael, and Elijah Muhammad as black nationalists that aspire to the former position held by Malcolm X before his death. It says that Elijah Muhammad is less of a threat because of his age. So we know that age is something that the FBI factors into this equation. It goes on to say that MLK could be a very real contender for this position, should he abandon his supposed obedience to white liberal doctrines, nonviolence, and embrace black nationalism. So we see the FBI feared a young, charismatic black man that chose to embrace what they called black nationalism. Then in comes this young black man, who just happens to be the son of a Black Panther.
Matter of either we stay like this or somebody sacrifices. Somebody laid a track so we don't stay in a 360-degree deadly circle. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has to break out and risk, losing everything and being poor and getting beat down. But somebody has to do something.
Why spread your money across multiple prediction
Somebody
markets when
gotta
you don't
do
have to?
something.
Access the 3
Rest
major
in peace,
U.S.
Pop,
prediction.
man.
The best part of the story, I guess, is that your mother actually beat this rap.
Ooh.
Served as her own attorney?
Her own attorney, never been to law school. She was facing 300 and something odd years. One black woman pregnant beat the case. And just go to show you the strength of a black woman and the strength of the oppressed.
What does it do to a young man like yourself, though, when all of your heroes, your mother, your father, whom has passed away, he was incarcerated as well, your godfather, all of your heroes have been to jail.
And they weren't all Panthers. My stepfather was a Panther. My father was a gangster, a straight up ignorant, hustler. But he loved the fact that the Panthers, my mother told me is that it was a one night stand. But he loved the fact that the Panthers would go to jail and wouldn't snitch. They were true to each other. It was women, it was men. And that was a one night stand. That's how I came to be, out of the love for black people. So that's how I got to live, and that's how I have to die. That's how my music has to be, and my acting, and my producing, and my interviews, everything has to be for the love of black people.
Yeah. We were talking about that earlier, for 20 years old, I have to tell you, you have quite a head on your shoulders.
How many of you guys could have stood on your square and held an articulate conversation with an older woman while the camera was rolling at the age of 20 years old like this? Given Tupac's deep roots in the Black Panther legacy and the FBI's well-documented history of targeting individuals who embody the potential to rise as black messiahs, it's no surprise that he became a focal point of COINTELPRO's second objective. The FBI, having a long-standing agenda to neutralize any figure who could inspire a movement for black empowerment, saw Tupac's influence, activism, and revolutionary ideals as a threat. His connection to the Black Panther Party's revolutionary roots made him an ideal target, as the powers that be sought to prevent the rise of any messiah-type figure who could galvanize the masses. This made Tupac a prime candidate for surveillance and infiltration by law enforcement agencies intent on suppressing his message of social change.
Why was Tupac monitored by the FBI? There were several key reasons for the FBI's surveillance of Tupac Shakur. One of the major triggers was the FBI's investigation into death threats against Tupac by the Jewish Defense League, JDL. This was part of a broader extortion scheme where the JDL allegedly targeted Tupac and other figures in the hip-hop world, including rapper Eazy-E. According to FBI reports, the JDL was accused of orchestrating death threats and demanding protection money from high-profile artists.
The FBI records related to Tupac Shakur and Eazy-E reveal that both artists were targeted for extortion by members of the Jewish Defense League, though federal authorities did little to intervene. Among the complications surrounding Eazy-E's estate was a lawsuit filed on March 27, 1995, by Mike Klein, after Eazy's tragic death from the AIDS virus, which he had mysteriously contracted. Mike Klein sought to capitalize on the situation by attempting to steal control of Ruthless Records from Eazy's family. Klein was a former Israeli soldier who had previously worked as a security guard for Ruthless Records. He was hired by Jerry Heller to protect him from Suge Knight. Mike Klein created a record company named Comptown Records and filed a lawsuit on March 27, 1995, claiming part ownership of Ruthless Records. His attempt to seize the company in the wake of Eazy's death highlighted the lengths some were willing to go to take advantage of the turmoil surrounding the estate. The situation grew even more tense when Eazy-E's widow, Tomika Woods, reported that Klein had been sending her threatening phone calls and death threats in an attempt to intimidate her. In the end, a man who was originally hired as a security guard to protect the interests of Ruthless Records was now trying to steal half of Eazy's company from his family. What's more ironic than that is that when I went to look up Mike Klein on Google, the very first thing that popped up is Mike Klein being interviewed by another former security guard who wanted to take over the company he was hired to protect. Good old-fashioned Reggie Wright Jr.
Reggie had a game plan, and he made it very, very clear that he wanted to take over Death Row Records. Make no mistake about that.
Why, Regional Walker, why does Mob James ride with Reggie Wright Jr. knowing him and his father murked his bro?
Start your morning right. Start your morning right.
About 9:30, I get a call from the captain of the sheriff's station, Cecil Rambo, who I knew personally and all, because he heard from the sergeant at the scene that the truck of the victim that had got shot at this gas station was registered to Reggie Wright. It didn't say of Death Row, although it was a Death Row vehicle in Reggie Jr.'s name. Was the driver was shot at the scene and somebody ran. And I said, Cecil, how the heck I get here if I had anything? That ain't me.
Mob James's brother, Buntree, gets killed.
Yeah.
You said it happened in a car that you...
I was the registered owner of...
You were the owner of that car?
Yes.
What was the situation over there? Because he said... he said on camera who he thinks killed him. So the situation with Buntree, you said that George killed him?
Yeah.
And George was a Pyru also?
Yeah.
Okay. He got stabbed?
Who?
Your brother.
No, he was shot 9 times. He was shot 9 times.
I'll see on camera. Yeah. Dude's in jail, name is G. Dude's in jail, name is G.
Is Reggie Wright a rat? No, Reggie Wright is not a rat. Reggie Wright was a police officer.
One notable characteristic of Reggie's is his complete lack of hesitation to sit comfortably on Vlad's futon while implicating others in murders, especially the ones of which he himself is also a suspect. He did so with Pac and Big, and now we're seeing him do the same with Buntree.
Is it Monkey Man?
Monkey Man. Well, y'all call him Monkey Man. We call him G. Monkey Man is something Info Minds came up with and started calling him. Okay. We don't know anybody. You even say the name Monkey Man. I think you said it in the interview with James, and he was like, "Ooh," but we call him G. George Williams.
Yeah, George. But that name Monkey Man has been floating around as well.
Info Minds did something.
That's Info Minds? Okay, yeah, got it. Okay, so he was the one that killed Buntree.
He was one of the ones. Even if you look at the composite sketch, you can see the ponytail. Now, we call him Ponytail. That was our code word for him. Like, if you ever heard me and Suge talking, well, he'll say Ponytail because he had a moniker for everybody. But yeah.
Okay, so why did he kill Buntree?
So Buntree was killed in a vehicle that was owned by Reggie, and Reggie said George is the one who killed him. So Vlad asks Reggie, why was Buntree killed? Listen to the reason Reggie gives him.
All right. It was this dude, it's this guy named Little Rod, Roger Reed, and George. They had this boy named Vincent Buchanan, who was V-Dog. He got killed in Compton, tortured, dropped off, handcuffed, dropped off on Central in front of the cemetery. They were real tight with him. He was, a real active, cool, Fruitown Pyru deal. V-Dog, Vincent Buchanan. Shiv's in prison when this incident happened. 98, 99, I don't know. That's when it happened. Now word is, okay, police kidnapped him. Well, guys wear police jackets and stuff like that. He's handcuffed. So who's number one suspect? When you hear police in Compton, handcuffed. Reggie Jr.
Reggie claims that Buntree was killed because a man named Vincent Buchanan from Fruitown Pyru was kidnapped by men wearing police jackets. When his lifeless body was found near the Compton Cemetery, it was clear he had been tortured and murdered while handcuffed. Reggie explained that since witnesses reported seeing men dressed like police officers involved in his abduction, and because Buchanan was found handcuffed, everyone assumed he was responsible for the crime. Remember, Reggie is explaining to Vlad why Buntry got killed. And in his explanation, Reggie references a separate murder, in which he's just admitted he was also a suspect in.
Who run and work with Reggie Jr., and all of that? Suge Knight. Who's the closest person to both of them that's allegedly watching the tape and has a videotape of it? Buntry.
This is exactly why I call him Reggie the Rumor Right. Wherever the rights go, a rumor always seems to follow. Reggie just stated that George and Roderick Reed were behind Buntry's murder, claiming that a rumor spread that Buntry had been watching a video of Vincent Buchanan being tortured and killed by Reggie's corrupt team of cops. According to Reggie, George and Rod Reed wanted to take out both Marion Knight and Buntry, seeing them as the closest people to him. It's important to note that at the time of the murder, Marion Knight was in jail.
So they mad. They, thinking this is really true. What people don't know is they came and confront Buntry about this, like a week or two before he got killed. Buntry goes and say, no, man, come on. It's not true about the tape, and we have nothing to do with this. A little bit prior to that, they killed a dude that's one of the dudes that actually did it. His name is David Brim. So
Brim Dave was murdered in front of Buntry's house a few weeks before Buntry himself was murdered. Reggie just said that Brim Dave was actually the one responsible for the murder of Vincent Buchanan. But he says that George and Rod Reed are responsible for the death of Brim Dave. If Reggie is a suspect in a homicide, he has no problem publicly placing those homicides on somebody else.
In real estate, timing is everything. Realtor.com's market clock tracks your local.
This same whole shit right here, like the nigga they say, Dave, nigga, that was the homie, nigga, Brim Dave, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Blood from 5-4 Brims, but he from S Gang too, though. He used to run with my homies, tough. And for the record, nigga, I stopped coming around Death Row. For y'all that don't know Brim Dave's 5-4 Fruittown Brim. Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? 5-4 Fruittown Brim today is known as the Rolling 50 Brims. That's where Joe Moses is from. They're branch with the VNGs and the FTBs, FHNs. Y'all, I'm just giving y'all a little history, you know what I'm saying? Because of this bullshit right here, I knew niggas was hoes, though. I knew niggas was hoes. And when the homie got killed, I knew it was going to be consequences.
Now, this is why K9, he said that he left because of a big Brim that got killed in front of Buntry House. That ain't why K9 left. K9 was going prior to that. K9 left because he caught a case or had a case. Suge wanted to look out, told me to hire an attorney, the big-time powerful attorney named David Jesno from Vegas.
Now you understand why Reggie went on Clubhouse and tried to destroy K9's credibility.
In front of Buntry House. That was a message. They followed him over there, killed him, shot his girlfriend. She still don't have an arm from that. I killed him in front of Buntry House, sending a message. Then they come and talk to Buntry. He denies it and all of that. And they call me. They call me. They call me. They call me. Say, Lil Reg, we don't believe you had anything to do with this anymore. But we won't. We want to know where Shug live. We want to get him. We give you $50,000.
So now, according to Reggie, Rod Reed and George called him and told him that they don't believe he was involved anymore. Instead, all the blame falls on Marion Knight. Everybody believed that Reggie did it because men in police jackets kidnapped Vincent, and he was found tortured and handcuffed. Some kind of way, they stopped believing that Reggie had anything to do with it, and instead blamed Marion, even though he was incarcerated at the time.
Like, fools. What are y'all talking about?
Are you still a cop at this point?
No.
Okay,
no,
you already, you're gone at this point.
99, 2000, something
Okay.
like that. I'm like, what are y'all talking about?
But you're still connected to law enforcement.
Yeah.
I mean, you're telling an ex-cop,
Yeah.
but you're still connected to law enforcement.
Yeah.
I mean, you're telling an ex-cop.
Even Vlad is skeptical of Reggie's story. He doesn't believe for a second that men who were convinced Reggie and his group of corrupt cops were responsible for their friend's murder would then reach out to him, offering $50,000 to facilitate the execution of another man they wanted dead.
All of this, right?
That they want you to join into a murder, basically.
Actual, like, nigga, I'm not mad at that.
Wait. Before we go further, we have to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, salute the brother. We got the Kiwe pop star in the building. Okay.
Hey, man, listen.
Salute.
If it ain't one thing, it's another. Salute to my brothers, man. We got DUSE M the Don and Southern Force, a force to be reckoned with, that is. You got your boy Yael, the Kiwe pop star, this end of the building, man. Salute to everybody. You already know where it's at. The chat is where it's at. And you already see the title. So y'all know you guys are entitled to the truth, man. Listen, we got DUSE M bringing it forward, man.
Well, right now, we on this scandalous Los Angeles TV breaking down how the new COINTELPRO and how they're targeted Black identity extremists. And it all ties into the Big U case. So we almost finished. We got about 20 more minutes. We'll break it down, and we're going to get into some good old content with Big U. Oh, with Big U and Yael, to be exact. Oh, man, I can't wait to get to it. Let's finish this now, man. Come on.
Nigga like that, we against each other. This is like 2002, 2000.
So Reggie just admitted that at the time of Buntry's murder, him and Marion were not on good terms. He just said they were against each other. If Reggie was against Marion, then Reggie was also against Buntry, being that Buntry was Marion's right-hand man. What most people don't know is that Buntry was murdered one day after him, and Marion Knight attempted to obtain counsel from the Baker law firm.
Jump in my new EV with me. I found it on cars.com.
With Chime,
keep
it fee-free. And
Hey, Deuce, you can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, for sure.
What's up with the lawyer Teresa Bingham, and why you didn't like her?
Harry Bingham. She's just a dumb white crackhead. She wasn't that good of an attorney, that's all. She's a entertainment attorney, but she wasn't a good. Her name was Terry Bingham, though. Terry Bingham.
So you don't got no
Hey,
relationship.
put it this way. This is how bad she was. She came into death row. Ask Suge Knight about it. When he talk about it one day, y'all gonna say y'all heard it first. This is the bitch that used to walk around shitting on herself. She's the attorney. This is the attorney. Let me just tell you. She was fucking Suge. She was fucking Timmy Rue, right? Living with Timmy Rue. He had her come up there and visit his cellie, and they got caught fucking in the visitor room in Mule Creek. There's some content for you. I'm just trying to show you. So that's why I don't like Terry Bingham.
In November, the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department conducted raids on death row's Beverly Hills offices and on Knight's homes, including one in Malibu. The raids were part of an investigation into gang killings, including the shooting on April 3rd of Knight's friend, death row employee Alton McDonald. The latter date is important in the Dillinger case because McDonald died just one day after he and others from death row met with Baker's firm about retaining Baker. Death row's in-house attorney, Teresa Bingham, said in a declaration. Death row didn't retain Baker then, she said in the declaration. Besides McDonald, those attending the meeting included Knight and Bingham. In her declaration, Bingham states that after McDonald's death, there was a great deal of concern, both personally and at death row, aka the row, that individuals associated with Mr. Knight were at risk. Bingham also said that she left working directly with Knight last summer. The primary reason was an underlying fear that other individuals may be at risk simply for being in the presence of Mr. Knight. Bingham said in the declaration.
I'm going to ask Suge, next time Suge called, I'm going to ask him about that lawyer, and I'm going to ask him,
and you make sure you come back and say, Reggie ain't lying. You make sure you remember this day, mark it down. He going to tell you.
Why did he tell her to report you did, Reggie?
Because he was mad at Reggie?
But I ain't mad at him. What are y'all talking about? We told y'all we have nothing to do with this bullshit. This is some bullshit, you know? Where is it coming from? If Bunchy, because word on the street was Bunchy was watching the tape. If Bunchy had the tape or watching the tape, we don't know why. But me and Suge ain't had nothing to do with this. I call Suge, tell Suge, hey, these niggas is, you know, Suge, I ain't worried about those niggas. I ain't got. So everybody's starting to meet and talk and meet with people and all of that. And they had meetings behind it. But they still believe it. And they've been at the Bunchy ever since. And they killed Bunchy.
In your car?
In my car.
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 Buntree being killed in a car registered to Reggie is ironic, because according to Kevin Hackey, Reggie attempted to have him murdered in similar fashion. He said Reggie called him out of the blue, asking him to drive somewhere for him. Kevin said he declined and told Reggie if he wanted him killed, then to stop being a coward and do it himself. Kevin also said Reggie told him that he had enough money and knew the right people, and that he could have him killed at any time.
After that, Reggie told me, hey, it ain't giving time. I have the money, I have the people, I can have you killed, it ain't giving time.
Hackey says he told his FBI handlers, and according to these transcripts obtained by Fox 11, also told LAPD detectives a decade ago that Wright had threatened, I can have you killed at any given time.
Did they try to somehow tie you into it, or since it is your car, or
Well, the stupid conspirators out there, I don't even want to say their names because people start giving them views or something.
Yeah.
But they're going to say, Reggie Wright Sr. was in the car and he took off and ran. Where did that come from? Because they don't know. I think Frank Alexander.
Now Reggie brings up Frank Alexander, another person who was murdered mysteriously, and another person who said they were afraid of Reggie Wright. Reggie has been online telling everybody that Frank Alexander killed himself. Ask yourself, why does Reggie want people to believe that suicide was the cause of Frank's death?
What happened to Frank Alexander? While I was looking for Michael's
okay, let me answer that question right quick. What did Debbie tell you happened to Frank Alexander?
That he was shot in the head.
That he was shot in the head?
Yep.
Not that he shot himself in the head?
That is correct.
So she said he was shot in the head, not that he shot himself.
But you have to understand, this woman's coming to me and talking to me.
No, but answer the question. How did she say it? That he was shot in the head?
Yes, that's how she said it.
That don't make sense.
A lot of things don't make sense. I was told that Frank was shot in the back of the head. That's why it's a cold case. It's not closed.
Frank was so afraid of Reggie that he began recording all of his phone calls with him.
Do you think you're ready for a promotion, but it seems like no one's noticing? In the next episode of Ask If
you didn't get lost and not get the peanut today, I think you'll be fine. Yeah, Reggie.
Reggie admitted out of his own mouth that he was sending threats to Frank and his wife after the murder of Tupac Shakur.
What about the so-called Frank Alexander tapes where he recorded phone calls, outgoing and incoming, and people say that on these tapes that you've threatened to kill Frank or something like that? Can you talk about that?
No. I mean, they don't know me. Y'all should know how I talk if y'all been listening to me. All I just said, what you gonna do, man? You need to come to court, testify. All I just said, what you gonna do, man? You need to come to court, testify.
If you didn't get lost and not get the peanut today, I think you'll be fine. Yeah, Reggie.
Reggie didn't tell him he needed to come to court and testify. You just heard him tell Frank if he doesn't get subpoenaed to court, he would be fine. This is how much of a liar he is.
Tell the truth. Do what you're supposed to do. All I said that, y'all call is a threat. And that's me being funny, throwing a jab at him. Where you and your little white bunny gonna hide? That's a threat. I said, well, what you think? You and your little white bunny gonna go somewhere and hide or something like that? Or what y'all gonna do? I forget exactly what was said. But that's just me talking shit, throwing a jab. How I talk. So how I talk, that's who I am. All of y'all think y'all know me and know this and know all of this and y'all know Reggie and Reggie's a square and a buster and all of that. It's because you don't really know me. Y'all know what I perpetrate or put out on that particular day. But you don't really know me. You don't. So you don't know what I'm capable of doing or not doing.
Not only did Reggie admit to threatening Frank, he also admits that he instructed Frank to lie about the event leading up to Pac's death.
All right, can we talk about the situation that landed Suge in jail, which was the videotape of the Orlando and Tupac fight? Before, like after that happened, you had always said that your one lie was that you told Frank and you told others to state that Orlando had tried to get Tupac's chain. Can you explain why you wanted that narrative pushed and what was the reasoning for that?
Well, I tell others. I just told Frank. Frank was the only one there with him that was still alive. But people always say, yeah, he had Frank lie and tell the story. The reason for the lie or the reason for the story was to save Tupac from getting violated for a pill bond.
But I think at the end of the day, ultimately, Reggie is and will be the fall guy at the end of the day.
Kevin Hackey said Reggie will be the fall guy because clearly he knows that Reggie is not the only one involved in the murder of Pac. And Kevin Hackey also knows that the orders came from above Reggie. It's just like the lawsuit Marion Knight has against Dr. Dre. He blames Dre for attempting to have him killed at the One Oak nightclub, but he also names Universal.
This call is being recorded.
It's your understanding based on the evidence that Dr. Dre told the two guys that met you at the burger spot to kill you.
Dre came to them first and asked the two guys how much it cost to get rid of me. And they said, what you mean by get rid of him? And they said, kill him. He gave guys 20 grand and even more in cash to kill me. It was a murder for hire case.
Suge Knight, in several prison interviews since being locked up, has claimed he believes there was a plot against him by Dr. Dre and Universal Pictures, which had caused the incident which had him put away for 28 years. 5 months after the One Oak shooting, Suge Knight claimed Dr. Dre and Universal Pictures allegedly put out a second hit on his life. YouTube channel Bomb First with Death Row Records former head of security Reggie Wright Jr. done an interview with a man called D-Dog in 2023 who knew details about the case and claims Universal Pictures and the district attorney's office had allegedly worked towards putting Suge Knight in prison.
When that case is all said and done, Dre will be the fall guy, not Universal, just like Reggie will be the fall guy and not Jimmy Iovine.
People send our demos in. Andre redo them. We redo the raps. Yeah. That's the song. All right. I took that same get out, so basically I took it from Easy and did the same shit. I took it from Easy and took it to another level. All right. And guess what? Jimmy Iovine sent me to prison and stole it from me. Jimmy Iovine sent me to prison and stole it from me. Jimmy Iovine sent me to prison and stole it from me.
Marion said Jimmy Iovine sent him to prison and stole Dr. Dre from him. Jimmy had enough power to put Marion in prison and enough power to get Tupac out of prison. It was Jimmy that gave Marion $1.4 million to bail Tupac out of jail. And he allowed Marion to take all the credit for it.
It's for Tupac, who was bailed out of prison in October of 1995 from an appeal by Death Row's criminal defense attorney David Kenner. Artist Delray Richardson showed paperwork on the YouTube channel Art of Dialogue, which showed how Tupac was not actually signed to Death Row Records and had his Interscope contract updated to a 3-album fulfillment under Death Row. Suge Knight got $1.4 million from Interscope, which was used to bail Tupac out of prison, with him then making music with Death Row Records under the updated contract agreement. The $1.4 million from Interscope came from Tupac's 1994 Me Against the World album, which was distributed by Interscope, meaning Tupac bailed himself out of prison, making it look as if it was Death Row. His bail was initially refused, which caused an appeal to be filed by Death Row criminal defense attorney David Kenner, as Interscope was not providing help from not wanting their brand associated with the charge which Tupac was in prison for. Tupac's wife at the time, Keisha Morris, called Suge Knight and asked him to get Tupac signed to Death Row Records to get him out of prison, which led to David Kenner filing the appeal and Interscope giving Suge Knight Tupac's own money made from Me Against the World to bail him out, to make it seem as if it was Death Row Records and not Interscope.
I remember Jimmy Iovine was so mad at me. Jimmy Iovine, when I started running Death Row Records, used to do things that I know he probably wouldn't even have done for Suge.
What was it about Reggie that made Jimmy like him so much, that he would do things for him that he wouldn't do for Marion?
But he did it to make it happen, to make me look good and to stay in contact with him. We did an article on him.
Big decisions deserve expert guidance and someone who is always in your corner. A realtor can put you first.
First we did something where we put his house on this tape that we were doing called Death Row Uncut. Yeah. And then we put the address and the direction to his house there, tapping at him. The second thing we did was we did an article about him in U.S. Newsweek, where we was pretty much talking about the Dolores Tucker situation and Bob Doyle and all of that. And U.S. Newsweek was a big magazine at the time. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, and so we were going to say something bad, talk bad about him, and laying out a bunch of stuff, because I had the writer come up to the prison and wrote all this stuff. Of course, the writer went back and told Jimmy all the stuff we said, and Jimmy had a lot of connections then, and he got the article stopped. But he called me in the office and he said, Reggie, you doing all of this to me, and you sitting right there with him because you know about it, and you ain't calling, letting me know, you ain't giving me heads up to this stuff. I got to find out on my own. I said, Jimmy, wait a minute, I work for Suge Knight. I'm Suge's friend. I'm loyal to Suge. Right. And he goes, Reggie, you gonna learn one day who got the real power around here and who doesn't. And he goes, Reggie, you gonna learn one day who got the real power around here and who doesn't.
Reggie already knew that Jimmy had the real power, and Reggie knew this because Jimmy had Reggie Sr. and the Rampart cops in his pocket. Death Row Dave already let us know that Jimmy and Reggie Sr. were good buddies.
Jimmy is close personal friends with Reggie Wright Sr. Jimmy is close personal friends with Reggie Wright Sr.
Now that we know Reggie Sr. and Jimmy were close personal friends, listen to the story he tells about him insisting that Marion Knight get real police officers for Death Row's security.
A very funny story is that I insisted that they get real security, real cops. Okay,
not the hood cops.
I said no. This is what happened. I insisted they get real police because I didn't want to. I said I just can't do this anymore. This is crazy. I come to the studio and there's all these guys and it doesn't feel like,
Jimmy said he insisted that they get real police because he comes around the studio and it doesn't feel like. Then he didn't finish it. So according to Jimmy, there is no right-way security at Death Row yet. And he came to Marion telling him to get real cops there. This shows you Jimmy's hand in getting Tupac out of jail, and his hand in getting police officers and undercover FBI agents around him.
So next time I go, there's real police. Next time I go, there's real police. Next time I go, there's real police. Right? Way after it ends, I found that they were Rampart guys.
Reg already knew that he worked in law enforcement. So anybody that get on the platform and say you a police, yes, I was, period. Now, motherfucker that worked at Death Row can deny that and say he wasn't. Nobody that
or didn't know that.
Wait a minute, that was back then that era can't say they didn't know that we had more than one police officer in that motherfucker. We had police officers hanging out and robbing banks and shit.
No, you didn't.
No shit like that. We had police officers hanging out and robbing banks and shit. We had police officers hanging out and robbing banks and shit. We had police officers hanging out and robbing banks and shit.
No, you didn't. No shit like that. I ain't never met none of them motherfuckers in my life.
I found that they were Rampart guys.
So what Jimmy just did right there is put the nail in Reggie's coffin whenever they're ready. Reggie has insisted that he and his father don't know who any of the Rampart cops are. Reggie claimed that he doesn't know Rafael Perez or David Mack, who have both been implicated in the killing of Christopher Wallace. Now, Jimmy just said he found out that the cops working for Death Row Security were Rampart guys, and Reggie Wright Jr. is the owner of that company.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I had no idea. How am I supposed to know? I had no idea. How am I supposed to know? You know.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm not saying I'm innocent or guilty. I'm just saying that it happened.
Jimmy did this because, just like Kevin Hackey said, Reggie would be the fall guy at the end of the day. What people have to understand is that before Jimmy did this interview letting us know that he insisted that Marion get real police officers, Reggie Wright Sr. had already went on Vlad TV and told everyone that he contacted Marion Knight because there was a rumor that some of the guys in his inner circle planned on kidnapping and robbing him.
Now, you met up with Suge at one point and said that some Mob Piru guys were going to like kidnap him or rob him or something?
Well, I had gotten some information, that some of the mob guys that he was, trying to hire or work with him in Death Row were going to eventually kidnap him and rob him. So I had gotten that information. And by, knowing the guy, knowing he wasn't no hard guy, I wanted him to be aware so he can watch his back. And I did meet up with him to more or less say, you need to watch who your guys are around you because, if they don't feel as though they gonna get enough money out of you, so they gonna rob you. That's what the word is. And that's when we met and we discussed that. And he took heed to it.
Okay.
He took heed because he offered me to be a security. And that's when I told him, half the guys that you run around with, I'm working cases on them.
Okay.
That's how that went.
And is that when your son, Reggie Wright Jr., kind of stepped in and filled that role?
Eventually, he got with Suge because, he grew up with Suge and stuff. And Reggie had started his business, security business, because he had retired from the police department because of injury. And he was setting up his security business. And then he and Suge finally talked. And then Suge hired him, as a security. And it went from there.
After Jimmy did that interview, Reggie Sr. knew he had to change his story a little bit.
Death Row I could talk a lot about because my son was part of that security and police thing when Death Row first started. Matter of fact, Suge and my son grew up, I lived about a block from where Suge was raised. And they both played football at Linwood. So I knew Suge long before he got involved in all this stuff. But then once all this development, he started Death Row and stuff, he had a group of the Mob Piru guys or Luda Park Piru guys that Suge had to hire or had part of his entourage and stuff like that. I used to call them the gangster security. Okay? But then he knowing it was getting a lot crazy in that, knowing he needed some police actual security. My son was a Compton police officer at the time, but he got hurt in an accident. Him and Suge was tight. So he got with Suge, and my son was starting a security business on his own called Right Way Security. So he got with Suge, because Suge first contacted me through Reggie.
Now, Reggie Sr. is saying that he was first contacted by Marion through his son, Reggie. But on Vlad TV, he said he contacted Marion because there was a rumor that one of the mobs was going to kidnap him. Do you see the way Jimmy hung them out to dry?
Just 3 days after the awards, Tupac and others attack an LA gang member in a hotel lobby after a Mike Tyson fight in Las Vegas. Believed to be in response to an earlier assault against someone affiliated with Death Row, the attack will land Death Row head Suge Knight in jail, and according to some police reports, lead to Tupac being shot less than 3 hours later.
This is the footage of what happened to Orlando Anderson after he was jumped by Death Row. If you take a deeper look, you'll see police officers in plain clothes acting as spectators. Right here to the left of the screen, you see Reggie Wright Sr. holding his arms behind his back. Notice that no one else is standing with their arms behind their backs. That's just one of those special things that Reggie Sr. subconsciously does. The guy in the tank top, the guy in front of him, and the guy behind him are also police officers. Notice how this officer is using some kind of speaking device. If you didn't think they were all together, you can now see the officer come behind the other officer and place his hands on his shoulders. And as you can see, Reggie Wright Sr. is still standing there with his hands behind his back. Let's examine facial features real quick. As you can see on the picture to the right is a headshot of Reggie Wright Sr. You can see that he has an indentation on his face right here, which can also be seen in the picture of him on the left. He also has noticeably broad shoulders. And now, as the Las Vegas police are talking to Orlando, a guy walks up in a white suit that also has broad shoulders, like Reggie Wright Sr. Notice the police officer that is now walking behind Reggie, watching everything that's going on. After he walks past, the Reggie look-alike follows behind him with Orlando. Somebody asked Reggie to show a picture of himself the night of the murder. If he had a white suit on, then there you go. After Russell Poole released this footage, Vlad the Vulture tried to help Reggie out.
Also, there was a Harlem club owner named Zip Martin, who's in business with the Southside Crips and who splits his time between New York and LA. So one of the New Yorkers who's with Zip, this guy, is sent to get Anderson away from the cops and bring him to the food court where they can regroup.
You guys see the type of protection Reggie has? As soon as Russell Poole dropped this footage, Vlad had some clown take it and say a guy from New York walked up to Orlando Anderson and was able to take him away from the police. The other day, I was watching a Vlad video with Reggie Wright Sr. in it, and surprisingly enough, he was doing the arms behind the back pose again. Black police officers being sanctioned by the filthy rich to kill any potential black messiahs.
I would have to say David Kenner was the one that executed his final decisions and had a lot of input all the way up until he was incarcerated. And then he got depowered. And then he got depowered. And then he got depowered. And he was really starting to get depowered before he got incarcerated. And that's the reason that I really feel that he got incarcerated, because he will stop listening to David Kenner, who's been controlled by Howard Powers, Jimmy Iovine, and Brian Turner, Jimmy Iovine, and Brian Turner, Jimmy Iovine, and Brian Turner, and the court system. Yeah.
Okay, this was a massive operation. They just used Reggie Wright. What was behind it at the very top was Snoop, Dre, Jimmy Iovine, and the Deep State. Okay? Because there has been a fight for the country between the Deep State and the bad guys. And they've been trying to get control of anyone influential, any of the top black entertainers. And the people who refuse to sign off, like Whitney and Michael Jackson and Pop, they would just kill. So Reggie was just doing the work that people like David Kenner and Snoop Dogg and Dre and Iovine were doing to make sure Suge's company was not successful. You need to go higher up than Reggie. Reggie's just the fall guy.
Reggie's just the fall guy. And that's where that ends. Now we can get back to Big U, but I really wanted y'all to see that. Let's get to this real quick, man, because this is what they trying to take away, and they gonna have a harder fight on their hands.
While CS2 back and the Rainbow Rat Pack fight, bicker, argue, lie, slander, and implicate people in crimes, Big U, Developing Options, and the Damu Kiwe team give away free backpacks for the kids. How many events for the kids have we seen Developing Options put on in the last 8 weeks? How many events for the kids have we seen the Exposers put on in the last 8 years? It's clear that Big U and Developing Options is a comfort to the community, and CS2 Back's Exposers are a cancer to the community.
Got these backpacks. Shout out to Big U, Unique Music.
Man, listen, Damu Kiwe Conversations is outside with Big U and the backpack giveaway back to the kids, man. Listen, Hooters is giving out bags to the kids. Y'all need to come out here, get your kid out here, come get one of these exclusive bags. Look at it. The journey begins. And it's right now with the Hooters, man. Give them back bags. Tap in, let's go, man.
Come on, all right, let's go. Hey. Pick one. Y'all can look and see which one y'all want. Let's go. Yeah, one. One
line. Go on the line. You mind if I come right there? Come over there and put down the back there?
No, come on.
Do I need to check me in? Or?
Yeah, let's let Mark know. Get in line, get over there, get in line, get over there. Get over there. Yeah. All the kids, let's go.
You better hurry. Let's go back on back. I got one. If y'all got one back.
After you get one, get back. Got one? Yeah, oh, it's from the door. After you get one, get out of line. After you get one, get out of line. Yeah, it is. Grab one, get out of line. DUSE. Hey man, we have to step out, man.
For sure, man.
And do it where it counts.
That's right, man. For sure, man. Big U did it, man. I'm already know that's us. I know it.
Damu Kiwe Conversations. Grab one. You already got one. If you want another one, put that one back. Hey, it's more. You can go down the line and look. You're welcome. We're doing everybody. We're gonna bring them. Everybody who didn't get one today. We're gonna bring some more tomorrow.
I love you, man.
When she said that, thank you, Coach. When she said that,
switch it out, bro. Switch it, which one you want? Get your green one.
Thank you, Coach.
You welcome, man. Everybody that get there today, we're gonna bring them back tomorrow. We got more tomorrow.
They're pressing. Oh my!
Man, I'm just honored to even be a part of it, man. But y'all thought that was a 1-over? Y'all thought that Big U was a 1-over? Oh, no. Y'all thought that the Damu Kiwe Conversations was a part-time job? Hey, shout out to yeah. Shout out to Tiny Draw. Let's get to it.
It ain't nothing you can tell, 'cause I stay dangerous and keep a weapon.
This is Damu
I ain't that
Kiwe
like button.
Sports Edition, man. Draymond, tell us how it feels, man, being out with the kids today, man, and what is the feeling that you're getting right now, giving back to the community?
It's always great to come back. You know, I come from small town Saginaw, Michigan. That's why I think it's great that Dayon is doing this, because
100%.
Just a few years ago, these kids watched them walk up and down these hallways.
Right.
Watch them run up and down this field.
Right.
And I think at times for us, in the situations that we grow up in,
Deuce, you playing the audio?
Los Angeles Chargers, that's not realistic.
It's a blessing.
No, I can't hear it.
It's like a lottery. You know what I'm saying? Even making it to the NBA, excuse me, little man.
But it's a lottery that's way more concentrated than the lottery that people go and buy a lottery ticket to, because the work that you got to put in order to hit that lottery. Dayon put that work in, and I think it's great for him to be back here, giving to the community and showing these kids that, I am you.
Right.
And it's possible for you
100%. So what would you give any kind of motivational advice, insight to make sure that these kids are on the right path? What encouraging words would you give them to make sure they're directed down that path?
I think number one is to understand how hard it is. The work that has to be done. But even more important than that, how important the skill side of it is. None of us get to the NBA, the NFL if you don't have grades.
100%.
So I think the discipline that you put in the classroom will be the discipline that transfers over to the field, which is the discipline that transfers over to home, your chores, how you deal with your parents. All of those things make a difference in whether you're going to make it or not.
Man, that's very high encouraging words. And look at this. What is Draymond listening? What are you listening to, man, in the locker room? What kind of music? Being from Detroit, because I mess with Detroit. Baby Money, shout out Baby Money, Ice Wear Visa, the whole Detroit. What is Draymond listening to being from Detroit?
Well, I'm from Saginaw.
Okay.
I'm from Saginaw, but you know, when I'm preparing for a game, I don't really listen to rap music. I'm already on the edge. Rap music.
Yeah, we know you on the edge. He admitted he be on the edge, but he's a controlled edge, man. Sometimes, we in our modes, but guess what? He's a grown man. He knows how to do and conduct himself in a professional way, man. We salute that. Appreciate you being out here with the kids.
I was trying to go get it.
Oh, my bad, bro. Damu Kiwe Conversations, man. We out here, special edition, sports edition, man. We out here with the one and only who?
Dayon Henley.
Man, listen, Chargers' very own. Listen, guys, Dayon, tell us, today was a very successful day out here with the kids and the Crenshaw Cougar organization. How did it feel coming back to the community and giving back to these kids and giving them inspiration and hope?
I mean, the best part about saying coming back to the community is like I never left.
Man, I feel like I never actually left the community. I've been a part of it since growing up, and I mean, just at this big grown age, I feel like I'm still a part of it. And I think that was the best part about this camp. It was the home feeling with my hometown and just being surrounded by people that I love.
Man, wisely and nicely said. So seeing that you've seen so many kids out here, your reflection of yourself and any of these kids out here today?
Oh, for sure. I mean, at all ages, I could see where I was every step of the way. And that was the best part about being. It's like just a whole bunch of nostalgia hitting me, being on the field that I grew up on, seeing the kids that I would have been competing with at that age.
Right.
You know, just telling myself, I would have had you when I was younger. Like that feeling, you can't escape it. It's amazing. And I mean, it ultimately makes me want to feel like one day I can see myself being the coach, you know, starting at a young age and then building up to the, you know, the adults or whoever it may be. But I do want to give back to the youth in that way.
Giving back to I was a coach myself. I coached for the Compton Seahawks.
Come on, man.
We won my first year ever coaching. We won the championship. Matter of fact, we went back to back.
That's dope.
So I totally understand coming out here and it's like, it's pro bono, it's free. Giving your free knowledge and wisdom and game to these youngsters and skill set, because a lot of them don't have mentors, and you being able to do that and seeing yourself doing that, man, that is a beautiful thing, man. Being that you're playing for the Chargers now, you're surpassed your rookie season, you've got your experience. How has that experience been, and what did you learn, and what can you take to give back to the community, giving that advice for college kids transitioning to the NFL?
I would definitely say my biggest advice is, you know, enjoy the business, understand that it is a business, and this is your job. Once you make that transition, this is your job. Like, not only are you doing the sport that you love, you working and you making money from it. So in the midst of all that, make sure you enjoy it, bro. Like you kind of get lost in that, what I just said, the business, you get lost in it, but you can't forget that you've been playing this since you was a little kid.
Wow.
You want to enjoy it, you want to have fun. Remember that it is a job, but you are having fun while doing a job that you work to get to.
Man, we appreciate you, Mr. Henley, coming out, supporting, giving back to the community. What another successful day for the organization.
Come on, man.
And it's a blessing seeing you out here, young man.
Having you guys.
Congratulations to you and your success, and I pray that any and every endeavor that you have, you succeed in that, brother. Thank you. This has been another edition of Damu Kiwe Conversations, and we out. Appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Shout out to Damu Kiwe Conversations, man. Appreciate y'all having me.
We gotta put that on the Oh, that boy got the towel. You got the drip with it. You got the drip and the hoodie. Oh, that's live what I rap what I live. Now that's gangster. My brother,
Salute, man. Dope.
Can you hear us, y'all?
Dudes, can you hear me?
Yeah. I mean,
I can barely hear you guys. I'm gonna come out and come back in.
Okay.
All right.
I've been hearing so many people on the internet. They run and try to snatch. Oh, we want to be the ones reporting on the Big U case. We want to be the voice of Big U. We want to support. Listen, bro, we didn't want this. The game chose us.
Hey, I want to just say, man, it was a pleasure, you know. Appreciate Deuce and Big U, the whole team, Big U, TD, the whole developing options, and everybody who, you know, tapped in and keyed in to set that up. You know, it was about them kids, man. But even with that, man, a very bigger outer perspective with that is that with all the negativity they're trying to shine on Big U right now, that is something that is a positive characteristic and attributes that this man has displayed for over 10 plus years within the Crenshaw district and the LA community. And that's not even being acknowledged because they're so focused on the negativity and the lies that's being spreaded on this man. Nobody cares about the positivity that him bringing a Damu and a Kiwe together to have the conversation with outside entities and outside individuals to give back to the community. Nobody cares about that. All they care about is an alleged this, an alleged that. His name is spreaded in this. His name is added to that. Nobody cares about the positive things this man has done throughout the years. And this is what Damu Kiwe Conversations has done, aligning themselves with Big U. DUSE M's being a part of the legality team to make sure that these things are brought into perspective in a righteous way and edifying and giving this man righteous a judgment with the channel. You know what I'm saying? Being a voice for the voiceless and being a voice for Big U. And appreciating my brother Southern Force coming in and doing this thing along with us. And all the other individuals who came along to help push the narrative of positivity and truth. You know what I'm saying? This is something that we need as a people to push this instead of that. And y'all know what that is, man. I hate to keep having to say their names, but y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all know where we standing.
Real quick, Shortstop in the Field podcast said, the only thing CS2 did for our people and culture was tear down the black household, help incarcerate the fathers, poison the kids, sell them hope and dreams, and have communities to beef with. Some has ceasefires. That is crazy. Hold on, that ain't it, because it was another one. Big U let every hood, fruit towns, bounty hunters, Van Ness Brims, etc., come out, support, and give back as long as your intentions was pure and you were for the kids. CS2 is taking kids on a podcast and putting them away in jail, man. You know what I'm saying? This is nasty work.
That has to be pinned.
Yeah. Southern Force. You want to say something, brother?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Y'all are absolutely right. First of all, of course, salute to Yael, that pop star, and DUSE M's the Don. Another smash hit on Damu Kiwe Conversations. Let me break it down to what I've seen. And you know, Deuce, you and I, we talk off this internet a lot. And one of the things I found that really got me going and really inspired me and respect Big U, it was that he was invited in Seattle for a speech to give. You know, he was they recognized him as not only a black activist, a community leader, but also a humanitarian. And the best part about it, it wasn't just him. It was a whole bunch of brothers who was incarcerated and turned their life completely around and developed their blueprint to put themselves in a successful situation and pass it to others, people of our skin color. See, Big U wasn't just doing this in just his neighborhood. He wasn't doing this just in his city. He was doing this in multiple major cities in other states. And that's what I think that these authorities and this racist and supremacy society is afraid of, because his motion is looked upon. His voice is heard amongst every hood, every section, not just in California, but all over the nation. They fear what they can't control, and that's why they're going to do anything and everything they can to try to silence him or keep him away from freedom. It's up to us to shed that light. It's up to us to expose the supremacy that goes on in our judicial systems. It's up to us to expose these rat handlers and these rat confidential sources who try to put smut on good figures like this man's name. It's up to us. We can't wait for nobody else. We have to be the ones. We have to step up and be that aboriginals to step up and say, we're going to be them leaders. We're going to, and not only we're going to do that, we're going to lead it in a way that it should be led. The way the tribe from old and from new should lead it in a positive and a focused manner to help our people. I'm going to land that.
Mo Hill said, I missed that from our men. Stand the fuck up. Nothing can stop us but us. We ride. Let me go to another sister. I think it was Fantasy Baby. Let me see. Was it her? I'm really proud of everyone sticking to what's right and standing up as a man. See, we need our sisters like Fantasy Bambi, Mo Hill. We need thousands and millions of our sisters to support us in this and stand together with us, fighting for our black men that's standing up for them. Because without the other, neither is shit. We all we got. And that is the balance that the Most High intended when he brought us into this planet, into this existence. And for us, they say it takes a community. Well, that starts in the household. It starts with man and woman be prioritizing, not about no dick and pussy shit. What's best for myself and being selfish. What's going to be best for our child? What's going to be best for our cousins, our nephews, our nieces? How can we make it better for them instead of focusing just on ourselves? Oh, we get the bag. The bag to do what? This is the whole thing. Y'all got this capitalistic mind state that y'all inherited from these mountaineers, and all y'all see is the bag. It is just paper with zero value. You give value to the American dollar, not the other way around. It's not backed by nothing. In the last 6-7 years, they started the yuan, China, and breaks. In just that time, because they backed the yuan with actual oil, with actual gold and commodities, they've already taken over 1/3 of the world's economy for the first time. The world is doing business in other currency outside of the World Bank's currency, which is the US dollar. They had a monopoly economically. And then China and them realized this dollar ain't really worth nothing. Why are we doing business in their currency? We could do business in our own and back it with commodities, things of value. And this is what y'all sell y'all soul for. This is, we were blessed to be in the presence of a black male, an aboriginal male, because black doesn't exist. That's cipher. That's a social construct. Hugh melanated aboriginal man who loved his people. He wasn't perfect, never said he was an angel. And he'll tell you he's staying corrected, because I done corrected him on a couple of things. And he like, you right, Deuce. You right, Deuce. You know what I'm saying? And that's what each one teach one. I'm a student of life. So I have to humble myself sometimes and stand corrected. I might know a little about a lot, but I don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? Big U might not be the perfect one, but Big U was definitely, in my almost 50 years on this planet, the one in South Central Los Angeles that did the most for them children. In 50 years. And this is an indictment against the rest of us. How come Big U, since y'all think he's so bad, then did more for them kids than every one of you black males in the Los Angeles County and in California? Y'all priorities fucked up. Y'all don't understand structure, don't respect structure. You're selfish. You're into individualityism, because that's what you were forced and compelled to believe was the only way. Anytime we had someone with organizational skills, they was targeted by the government. Anytime on the plantation, you had the biggest, strongest, wisest brother. the slave master would ensure that they beat him publicly to the breath within his life, to buck break him in front of the women and all of the people that follow him. If they did Big U like that, I better not never try to go out there and stand against them. Shit, I better start working with them. And then they get their cheerleaders on the internet offering you to switch sides. They could get you $100,000 a year easily. They got law enforcement friends in Carson, federal alphabet boys, LAPDs, sheriffs, and they want you to turn to them. When has the sheriffs had the best interest of what's going on in our community? When has the LAPD ever had the best interest of what's going on in our community? When has the federal government, the feds, J. Edgar Hoover, who started COINTELPRO to stop the coming of a black messiah? Everything in history shows us they did everything they can to kick us down, stop us from fighting for equality, economic independence, and strengthening our homes as well as our communities. Big U is sitting in MDC LA right now in the hole because one of the same confidential human sources on his case sailed up with another dude who was looking for a way out of jail, and they done went and told either the feds, MDC LA, but it got to the feds because they brought it up in court. And now they got Big U housed in the hole under administrative segregation. His lawyers ain't fighting for him. So what we gonna do? Because if we ain't there for him, when he was there for y'all, when he was there for our kids, here we go again, dropping the ball. And that goes an even worse indictment. Any suggestions that y'all have, DM me, put them in the comments. What we can do to organize and help Big U in the fight of his life. Because our community needs another 10,000 men like Big U nationally, doing exactly what Big U set the example of. I'm not just talking about working with kids in football and at the school, Crenshaw High School. Talk about the same man that went to the Rolling 60s and took a little African kid, teenager, named Ernest, made him one of the most revel hip-hop artists in Los Angeles history. One of the most beloved. And when everybody tried to take what he did away from him, all of the credit, when everybody tried to blame him for having something to do with taking away what he looked at as his son or his little brother, instead of poke holes at Nipsey's weakness, instead of exposing any fights or anything negative about him, I watched that man sit there and take it. I watched his family get death threats. All of this while he was under investigation. Threatening his family, daughters, cousins, aunties, uncles, wife, sons. We just watched Huey get rest in peace. the federal government didn't care nothing about those threatening Big U's life. But today in court, they make the biggest issue saying that he's putting the life of the informants under duress and threat because he's the one exposing the informants. Big U didn't never expose Dale Morrison. Dale Morrison got exposed the day they dropped the indictment, and CS2 back said, "That's Dale. I know Dale. I did business with him." Marley Marl didn't get exposed by Big U. Marley Marl got exposed by Wack Muhammad, the Grammy Award producer. I know that's my brother. He told me I dropped him off when he turned himself in. I got a hit, The Game in Jeremiah, produced by Marley Marl. We never exposed Loose Cannon first. Wack 100 brought Loose Cannon to No Jumper for the world to see. Him implicate Big U in multiple crimes, lies, snitching, Meat Mills, Rick Ross, gun sellings and robberies and extortions. So where is Big U exposing these informants at? Where is he putting their life in danger? If anything, it sounds like CS2 back, who Big U's lawyers just in a filing referred to as an informant. It seems that this informant is the one that's exposing all the informants. In fact, this informant started a group on the YouTube called The Exposers. Hello. And y'all try to put that blame on Big U. What is we gonna do for you? He's done enough for us. My DM at Active Chucks is open. Anybody who sees this video that want to help, has organizational skills, holler in the chat. We'll definitely get back. But it's time, not only we unify in our communities, but it's also time for us to get together and start thinking about those we left for dead through that tribal warfare, through survival of the streets. Hold on. I'm live. What's up? Hello? Yeah.
Hurry up and tell him he on live. You know your son told me that he wears 52. I don't believe that.
That nigga 6 foot what, 8? 6'7".
52 in waist. 52 in waist is like for a 500-pound man.
Nah, he ain't that big. I don't know.
He said he needs some short set. So you got him, I was looking at. I'm gonna see you a picture of this.
All right, well, I'm live. I'm gonna call y'all right back.
Okay.
All right. But please help me, help Big U. Yael, thank you for being a part of history, a major part, for making sure you was out there with those kids. And we gonna leave on not me talking, but on Big U talking. I know a lot of y'all listen to CS2 back and he talks about how dumb Big U is and all of that, but y'all don't understand how smart Big U is. He plays dumb. He wants y'all to see what y'all see. Bronze, big, muscle, gorilla, that because he know Kung Fu. but his real weapon is his mind, sharp as porcupine quills. So this was him getting an award and talking about reparations. It's 2 short videos. I don't even think neither is longer than 2 minutes. After he talked, we out of here. Let me show y'all that.
Damu Kiwe Conversations.
This was before California started the reparations thing. Let's start this over. Oh, y'all can't even see it.
No.
Damn, that's crazy.
Doing with us this
Damn,
reparation.
I thought y'all could see it all the time.
Before I leave, I want to impart this. It's a movement that's going on right now. I just got to read up on it. It's reparation. We will fail our generation, and they will look at this generation 50 years from now and say, we failed them. What they're doing with us, with this reparation, is wrong. The reparation should look like this. It should help us with hospitals, mental health, education, health, on and stuff. It should help us to rebuild schools, proper education. This reparation should not look like giving us a certain amount of help in one way or a certain amount of money. It's supposed to heal us. And it's supposed to move us in a direction where nobody looks down on us for the pain this country causes us. Put that in your head. Write that in your notes. Reparations should look like what I just said. Hospitals, schools, monetary. It should look like ways for us to build our people and raise our people up. We cannot go for what they're doing. California is the global light to what the rest of the country is going to do. We're the first one that's moving on. And we are the elitists, and we're the people that's moving the pendulum in this room. You cannot slip. Starting tonight, tomorrow, you need to get involved. And what they're talking about right now will not meet what we need. And if we don't do it tonight, moving forward, the generation that inherits this will look down on us as we failed them. There you go, thank you.
And this the man that CS2 back calls a dummy. Wow. Ain't that the skillet calling the kettle black? We got
I'm telling right now.
I'm telling right now. Okay, here goes the other one. Hold on. We're going to get this and then we're going to get up out of here, man. I know a lot of people come for the content and negativity. Well, we making a major shift, so y'all can get on now if that's all y'all come for. Because one thing for sure, the times we living in,
influence has extended beyond.
We need it.
To make him a respected figure in the community development space. Let's give him a round of applause as he comes to the stage.
I'm gonna take all my minutes. Look. A little bit about my story, if you already know. Born and raised in South Street, LA. Right down the street on Shaw Street, Arlington. And to the left of me is my community. These are the people who helped to shape what we see Crenshaw is right now today. We're the people when Crenshaw was being knocked, we couldn't go to the school, they were saying our kids didn't have accreditation. These are the people who were up there fighting, getting the kids in class, still to this day. We're the last Black enclave in LA. There's more African Americans that live in our community, from the south to San Diego to the north. There's more. And these are the people right here. Can y'all stand up? These are the people who help with our organization. These are the people that We continue to send their kids to police officers who graduate. Together we have sent over 300 kids to college. I've been doing development officer now with these men and women for 20 years.
Thank you.
We have had development officer for 20 years, not 5, not 10, and we've been dedicated to this area, and we've been dedicated to make it look good enough for people to want to come back and now claim it, and we welcome that. But I just want to say thank you to them. This is not a word just for me, because when I came home from prison in 2004, it was Monica Sanders who helped me write the grant. It was my wife Stacy. It was Bear Claw's vision to help us do it, and it was these men. It was Snoop and Wadu who chose to give me a chance to help kids with the organization. This is Wadu in the back. So it was a lot of people who helped along the way to be able to get to do this. It was my brother Al Alone who kicked me out of his organization to let me go get my own. But I'm saying that to say that the work that we do, tirelessly every day, with no sleep, trying to figure out how we gonna get it, how we gonna do it, robbing Peter to pay Paul to help kids. When these kids are stressed out and they don't have nowhere to sleep, their mothers and fathers don't have to sleep in their cars, and we have to go get them. And when people don't understand how we have to coach kids who don't have food, and then we have to coach and teach against other organizations, other schools, Jesuits that get the kids and offer more things than we do. This is stuff that we have to do. I have to rob Peter to pay Paul every time because we're really actually helping kids. And then we lose sleep because if somebody don't have nowhere to sleep, they got to go rob, and then we got to fight against that. So I'm just saying that thank you to our family and to the people who continue to help us, and the people who want to help us. You can reach right out to Bear Claw, Nicole, my wife, and we welcome the help because we actually service 400 to 500 kids a year.
400 to 500 children a year. CS2 back ain't serviced one kid in 1 year. In fact, he ain't even servicing his own son and his own daughter. Make it make sense. Damu Kiwe Conversations.